And we are live. How's it going, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove.
Jeez, so many technical issues today.
It's been a day of just freaking technical issues as usual. We're trying to make the process smooth. This is going to be a rather chill stream. I have Sean with me today. Sean, say hello to everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Let's get a quick audio check from everyone before we actually begin. And Kusha, the music ain't here.
It is. Can you guys
Is
hear
it?
the music?
Oh,
I'm just going to turn up the volume then.
actually no, it could just be me. Hold up.
Yay! T. Holmes loves the thumbnail. I tried, man. I tried. I whipped that up really fast.
Yeah, that's a good thumbnail, Kusha. Good job on that one.
Yeah, but I want to be focusing on the aftermath of the whole FTT crash event, as well as the face-off.
So today's stream, guys, is gonna be rather like we're gonna try to be organized because there's so much to talk about, but we're also gonna be dynamic because there's like brand new news coming at us like every 5 minutes. So, I saw that, Kush.
Yeah, give me a second. I
Kusha,
need
like,
my
ooh.
hooks in because yeah, my Streamlabs was sort of acting up.
You guys see the look on Kusha's face? That's happening. How cute is she, guys? How cute is she? By the way, guys, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe, and if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to hit the like button. Get those likes up.
Sean, I'm just gonna need. I have a minor technical difficulty. I'm just gonna need your.
Okay. Do you want me to come there?
Okay, wait. I think I may have it, but give me a second. Damn it.
Hey
Yeah,
Ben, how's
just-
it going, man?
Yeah, just for like a minute. I'm gonna grab Sean for a minute, but you guys can have the conversation, and we'll pick it back up. Well, in a minute. All right, the technical difficulties are done. Sean, let me know when you're back. Sean to the rescue, always.
Alrighty, I'm here. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
And hello, everybody. Sean, they can officially see us now without the technical difficulties.
So Kusha's going through all of the frustrations that I went through when I first started my streaming journey, right? So, yeah, the streaming wasn't for me, man. I had fun, though. But it's too much management. Jesus Christ.
Okay. And are we ready to begin?
We are ready to begin. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sean Dexter, and we have the beautiful Kusha over here.
What's
Hope
up,
you guys
you
are doing
guys?
fantastic. It's been a freaking wow couple of days. Holy moly. Honestly, it's been insane. It's been freaking insane. You know, I used to hear stories about Mongox, and as bad as those stories were, there was a bit of envy in me For all of those veterans who went through that and survived that, I kept asking myself, would I have survived that? Would I have done well? Would I have gotten to the other end of that? I always ask myself, even though you don't want to go through a Mount Gox kind of like event, right? You can't help but envy those who actually went through it and got out at the end of it all to talk about their battle scars today, right? So I always envy them for that. Of course, you can't voice that opinion because it sounds like, oh yeah, you're just saying that because you didn't have to go through it. But now, guys, those same veterans that I talk to are saying that, holy shit, this is maybe even bigger than that. And that blows my mind. That freaking blows my mind that we are getting the opportunity, the fortune, the misfortune to go through something like that again, as long as we survive.
I think envious are those who did not. I guess, I don't know if envy would be the right word. Yeah, in hindsight, if you look back, if you look back at yourself in hindsight, you probably do feel envy. But for anyone who had actually their funds stuck on the exchange and still do, for them, it must be like a really sucky situation to be in. Now, I have some funds still stuck in FTX. Unfortunately, I was not able to withdraw everything out on time. So yeah, for me, it was like a fraction, right, Sean? For others, we know people who've had like a significant amount stuck on the exchange. So for those of you actually, who
Dude, I have a friend,
emotions,
we know someone who had 10 BTC on the exchange literally a day before he removed it, right? He removed it a day before all this shit happened, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, right, he got luck, right? He probably was following the events of everything, but Jesus Christ, man, that could have been painful.
Yes.
10 BTC is a lot of money, and it's going to be even way more money in the future.
So now, guys, before we begin, I just want to let you guys know that where we are currently, there has been a grid issue. So if the electricity goes off, unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. The stream will likely go off. However, when it comes back on, it usually just like fluctuates. And if it comes back on, we'll get back on stream. Okay, we'll post the link on the Discord chat. So if you're not already on the Discord chat, go on in, join the Discord chat. You'll find the link in the description below. If we have a mod in the chat, it'd be awesome if you could just link the Discord in there. And I'll try and link it from here, okay? But yeah, just apologies if it does go off, though. Sincerest apologies if it does go off. So,
just a quick heads up, the stream may go off, but we're going to be back on as soon as the power comes back. So in case that happens, just make sure that you guys join the Discord and get ready for the brand new stream link, because we'll get back on immediately. There's a lot happening today. There's a lot happening, right? We have CPI, Kusha, coming out too. I almost forgot about that. Because there's so much happening in the crypto world that, hey, suddenly CPI doesn't seem all that important, right? And do you remember what it used to be like back in the exciting crypto days where there was too much going on in crypto to give a rat's ass about traditional markets? Well, we are back to those days, Kusha. We are back to those days. Holy shit. This has been by far the most exhausting 48 hours of trading that I've had in a year and a half, at least 2 years, actually. The most exhausting. I was exhausted last night. I slept I haven't slept that well in such a long time because I'm so exhausted trading all freaking day. Holy shit.
So, okay, so Ben Tai says CPI in 15 minutes. So we will be live when the CPI comes out. Of course, we'll be dissecting that. But a lot of people probably do not have their eyes on the CPI considering what's happened. So Sean, I say we get on over to, do we start off with the charts, or let's actually talk about one of the most recent aftermath happenings, well, that just happened, which was a letter by SBF, right, by Sam Bankman-Fried to his employees. So it got leaked. I figured we'd go over some of the aftermath before we really jump into price action to see, okay, what's unraveling on the chart, and try to figure out, okay, what's next for Bitcoin, what's next for the space, and are we seeing this getting picked up anytime soon, right? So are you ready to get into the discussion? And I want everybody to participate here. This is just, guys, we're just here to chill. Okay, so
we're
give us your
recap, right? We're going to do a recap of, because there are some really interesting talking points that we'd like to share our thoughts on what happened with CZ, with SBF. And hey, by the way, there's some brand new events in regards to SBF and Almeida. Firstly, SBF has come out with or rather, there's a leaked internal document from SBF, right? Kush, I think you have that ready
Yeah,
with
let's,
your notes, right? So there's a leaked internal document from SBF to his employees, right? That's going to be really, really interesting. Kobe was kind enough to share that with the rest of us on Twitter. But now there's even more news on top of all of this, where Almeida is actually trying to short USDT because apparently, guys, apparently they have internal information that gives them a asymmetric opportunity or asymmetric, they have asymmetric information advantage to be able to short USDT, but I'm not so convinced on that. So they've put on a short position on USDT through DeFi, but the position size seems awfully small. But, and I said this to my friend today too, that the retail public does not have a full understanding of what exactly constitutes a big position or a small position, right? So maybe they're just trying to instill fear as a distraction mechanism for something bigger that they have in store, in plan, right? Because I think we'll get to that. Krisha, let's start with there's so much to get through.
I want to first start off with, for those of you still confused as to what really sort of went down in terms of, okay, what was the relationship between FTX and Alameda Capital. Turns out they were just a wing of FTX. Sean, let's go on over to that little string where they essentially explain the relationship between Alameda and FTX and really what went on there, right? In terms of how this was a scam. Okay, so we're gonna see that little sort of thing. I just got it right here. There we are. Okay, so this was how it essentially went down, and this is why FTT crashed the way FTT crashed, and this is what made it all a scam, one big fat scam. So
can I explain this to people?
Yeah, go ahead.
Essentially, what there's a backstory to this that kind of fits to what John Woo was talking about over here. So apparently, when the entire Luna and 3AC debacle happened, Almeida, okay, which is essentially, you could literally say it's the trading wing of FTX, okay? They're technically not supposed to be linked, but they are very, like, SBF owns both of them. He owns FTX and he owns Almeida. So Almeida, which is a trading firm, lost a lot of money back then, okay? A lot of money back then. Now, rumor is, we don't know this for sure, but it's what people are saying is pretty much guaranteed. SBF took customer funds, our funds, okay? We were all trading on FTX. He took our funds and gave it to Almeida to plug that hole, okay? That hole that they had because of the 3AC and the Luna debacle. He gave it to them, and in return, to balance the books, what he did was he took FTT as collateral. And remember, he created FTT. FTX created FTT. So he's taking his own token as collateral. First, he creates the token, gives it to Almeida, okay? Then Almeida loses a bunch of money, and Almeida says, hey, SBF, how about we give you this awesome token called FTT, and you give us your customers' funds, right? This is collateral. We promise you we'll give it back to you. So that's what has happened. And that information got uncovered. And that's where CZ's tweet comes into play, right? So, CZ's tweet.
Yeah, so what happened after that, their balance sheet was revealed, right? And then a lot of people, including CZ, started to probe into that. And one thing led to another, and this is the tweet that started it all, right? He's like, as a part of Binance's exit from FTX equity last year. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the wording in here, okay? As a part of Binance's exit from FTX equity last year, Binance received roughly 2.1 billion USD equivalent in cash. Due to recent revelations that have come to light, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT on our books. So first of all,
this was so crafty, Krisha.
Okay, so first of all, we know they got $2.1 billion in equity. Totally, right? Out of which they had already liquidated a bit of that the year prior. Okay. Now, notice how he only uses that one figure of 2.1 billion. We do not know how much they really liquidated last year when they were exiting out of FTX, right? So we don't know how much was really left for them to really liquidate here.
And Kusha, I think that's what was the most brilliant part of this from CZ. I think this was the most crafty part, because look at the way he phrased it. He made sure that the 2.1 billion phrase is in everyone's face.
Yeah.
Right? Binance received 2.1 billion, but then he goes on to say, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT. So we don't know how much he's already sold before all of this.
Yeah.
Like, he could literally have only 100 million left, or maybe 500,000 left. We don't, $500 million left. We don't know. But he threw the $2.1 billion number in everyone's face.
Yeah.
To scare them.
So everyone probably thought that, okay, he is about to liquidate $2.1 billion of FTT and just dump it on the market, right? Because that's the only figure. Guys, that's the only figure in his entire tweet. So nobody really knows how much they exited and how much they had left.
Why would he put that number out? Like, what was the point of it? Why couldn't he just say, we have 2.1 billion left if that's the number he has, right? If that's the number he received, why does it matter? He should be talking about how much he does have. Because if you really care about getting out safely, and if you really care about protecting yourself, right, you would not want the rest of the market to front run you. Because Krisha, if you scroll down a tad bit over there, you're going to see that, hey guys, this is going to take us months to achieve, right? This is going to happen over months because of market illiquidity, because of limited liquidity. So he throws out, hey, we have $2.1 billion and there's limited liquidity.
Yeah.
You guys do the math. Okay, this is going to take us 3 months because limited liquidity. But we are the good guys, so we're gonna do this, right? You guys can make what you want out of this situation. Oh my God.
So while this may have sort of started the bank run, I feel like the biggest blunder was on Carolyn's part. Okay, because to this tweet, you need to understand the biggest blunder on FTX's part was, the head of Alameda Capital. Okay, who was Carolyn, because now they've already expressed intent of wanting to liquidate whatever else they had left. Carolyn replies saying that, CZ Binance, if you're looking to minimize the market impact on your FTT seals, Alameda will happily buy it all from you today at $22. They have set a floor price now, and they have publicized that out loud. All right, this was the blood in the water, and this is what the sharks came after, because now what happened suddenly over there was the dynamic really shifted. Before, it was a fight between CZ and SBF, right? But now the market got exposed to this information, and now when you have sharks in the market, they're going to come after this number, right?
Exactly.
So now $22 was now the base level, so they had to freaking defend it. Not defending it is going to be weakness on their part. That means shit is broken, everything's about to hit the fan.
Yep, that was a tactical error. Now, and we can say that in hindsight, guys. We can say that in hindsight because it did not pan out. If you are going to set a flow, you better be hella sure that you can defend that number, because like everyone, right? Everyone is now watching for that number, including people like me who otherwise wouldn't. So Krisha is right that there are going to be sharks who are going to want to penetrate to that number because they smell blood. That's one aspect to it. Okay. But then there are traders like me who are going to wait for that flow to break, and then we're going to start putting on positions against that, right? If she had not said this, one, the sharks wouldn't want to penetrate that level, and two, I wouldn't care to even put on a trade over there. I wouldn't care to be like, you know what, underneath 22, I may want to put on a trade, because I don't know if that's a flow. Maybe they have another flow. Maybe Almeida may step in at $18. Maybe they'll step in at $15. I don't know. I don't know where the flow is. But she gave me the number. And she gave me the number that everybody else is watching too. And that's all I care about as a trader.
Yeah.
I said this in the C chat today, right? I'm like, this trade setup works is because everyone's looking at it. That's the only reason trading works for the most part. Support and resistance works because everyone's looking at these numbers, right? Now, she gave us a number, and she couldn't defend it. Thoughts, Krisha? Was this the biggest blunder?
I think it was the biggest blunder because this is what really exposed and really brought about that fear, and that, okay, shit's about to hit the fan. get the hell out of the exchange, right? Because before that, everyone was technically just speculating. Everyone figured that they had time. Maybe this was just a misunderstanding, because SBF, you need to understand, he came out with words of positivity, right? He was just like, okay, you know what? Everything's under control. The balance sheets are fine. And hey, we're willing to meet all withdrawal requests. Right? He also said that they had already processed $6 billion in withdrawal requests, and they intended on continuing the withdrawal requests if and when they did come in. Right? So there was that thing of confidence, but CZ did not let it go. Right?
Yeah. He smelled blood.
He smelled blood.
He basically said, he responded to this essentially saying, thank you, but no thank you. What was his tweet? His tweet was brilliant. He said, we're not going to pretend to be divorced and make love, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to get divorced and then pretend to make love, right? Yeah, that's what he said. Like, he basically came, and Kush, I have a question for you. What do you think? Do you think this entire issue was CZ's fault? Like, because a lot of people are pointing fingers at CZ, saying he should not have done this. SBF maybe could have gotten away with it. Things could have been fine, etc., etc. There wouldn't be a liquidity issue. Do you think this is CZ's fault? What are your thoughts?
I think he was after blood here, and I think he was definitely, because think about it, this is something that I said in the last daily video, right? Imagine if it was not CZ who came out with the news about this news, and basically to reveal the fact that, okay, there's something off in the balance sheets, right? Or there's something just completely fishy, completely shifty with FTX. If it wasn't CZ, it was someone else, people would take it with a pinch of salt. Because it was CZ, because he's got this level of authority in the crypto space, that's why people reacted. How many times have we all, gotten these scares of a potential exchange that is illiquid, and everyone probably ran for the exit gates only to find out that, hey, everything's fine, this was just FUD, right? That actually happened with KuCoin very, very recently, until all rumors were squashed. So this happens, but because it came from CZ, it was pretty freaking big. It held some weight, because as human beings, once again, guys, we actually fall in victim to authority bias, right? We're not going to go fact check. We're not going to go figure, okay, is this really true? No, it's come from CZ, authority bias. We're running for the exit gates.
Yeah.
Right? What was the time here, Sean? It was 3 a.m, right? I got up and I saw that tweet, and I'm just like, holy shit. Get up at 3 a.m. to go and withdraw whatever I can freaking withdraw at 3 in the freaking morning, right? But that was the case here. I didn't care to check. Came from CZ. Okay, here we are.
I want to talk about the big picture here, because I completely agree with everything you're saying. Okay, CZ essentially sparked this entire episode into flames. Yeah, freaking forest fire kind of shit over here, right? The city's on fire, and now the country is burning down, right? CZ sparked it all. But I think SBF was the one who was literally setting up the fire. Like, he set up all the sticks and the fuel. He was throwing kerosene on everything, and he set up everything. Because when you look at the big picture over here, and you look at everything that SBF has been doing over the past freaking few months, right? 6 months, maybe in a year, if you go back 1 year. I think he literally set all of this up, and all CZ had to do was come in and throw the freaking matchstick on it. Because SBF literally was making himself a target by going after the crypto industry, Krisha. Yeah. He went after CZ. He was lobbying against DeFi. He was lobbying against his competitors. And if CZ had not done this, why would CZ not do this, to be honest? Why would he not take out a competitor in one easy, elegant move, while that competitor is going and lobbying against him at DC? Right? See, like what from what we know, SBF was going down the political route to destroy Binance. And again, none of this is confirmed, but it seems very, very, very likely, because everything CZ has done over here, he's not ever been this aggressive. Yeah. We've been in the space long enough, and we've been watching him, right? He's always taken the very calm approach to everything, never been in the spotlight of the drama ever. Even with the Luna debacle, apparently Binance did get hurt by the situation. He wasn't happy with the situation, but he handled it pretty well. Okay, he handled pretty well. He did not come out in the limelight and put himself in the center of the attention. Over here, he did. It was an elegant move to take out a competitor who was looking to take him out.
So, and he also leveraged the fear of the whole Luna debacle, right? He's like, liquidating our FTT is just a post-exit
Sure,
exit
sure.
risk
Apologies.
management.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
Bitcoin is pumping.
Okay, let's go.
Apparently CPI data
CPI.
has CPI data come out, guys. He's like Sean Paul, pump charts. Okay, charts. Kusha, switch on to charts. Yeah, we're seeing. Okay, I'm gonna need to put on a trade over here too, guys. Give me a second. Yeah,
There we go.
gonna-
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We do
So
have
I'll be
resistance
giving you
in-
guys fresh new numbers today. I always have my numbers adjusted for the most recent momentum and volatility in the market. And right now we are threatening a very, very key level. 17,320.
18,142 next target. Yeah, we just got the high over here too.
We close over this level. I say we have continuation. Can someone give us the CPI? What are the numbers coming
guys?
as?
Yeah. I mean,
I can try and pull it up right here. Multitasking, yeah.
oh man.
7.7. Is it up or down from last month? Man, I have a real sort of.
Guys. A lot of people have been asking me about whether I trust BitGet, and I avoid the answer because I don't trust any exchange, and I'm not saying I trust. I'm not going to change that opinion, but I'll tell you guys this is the one thing I've been really, really impressed is, I've been withdrawing every trade that I make where I capture profits. I've been withdrawing profits almost instantly, right? Almost instantly, and zero issues so far, like zero issues, right? I'm logging in right now. So I can vouch for that. Do I vouch for the exchange solvency? Of course not. I can't vouch for that. I have no idea. I'm never going to vouch for any exchange solvency. We use exchanges primarily to defer counter. We use futures exchanges to defer counterparty risk. We use things like FTX and BitGet because we want to take on leverage, because we don't want to put on our entire positions on spot exchanges. Right? So the whole reason I'm using these exchanges is because I don't trust them. Don't trust exchanges. So it's kind of paradoxical. I use them because I don't trust them. So yeah, but I can tell you, I can vouch for this. I've been withdrawing like a lot and constant. And I've done so many withdrawals over the past like 48 hours, which is also part of the exhaustion, and everything's been brilliant. I'm keeping very, very low balances and trading.
Okay, we have
pulling out
CP.
profits.
There's a lot of lessons that you can learn from Sean. By the way, he actually posted an episode of his Building Your Small Account series. He posted a new episode where he was actually handling all his positions while the markets were freaking dumping. So everything was like super freaking volatile. And this guy's just juggling his positions. I thought that was freaking insane, amazing. He's done this once before in the past during the COVID dump. Although I don't think there's... Like, that one really, like, made me pause and, you know, my jaw dropped in that instance because he was actually freaking longing when Bitcoin was just dumping. But anyways, you should go and watch it. Sean, you did post the BYAC episode, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to put on a trade at the moment, and price is moving way too fast for me.
Yeah, okay,
And
so we have CPI.
Like, of course it had to happen during stream. But then again, CPI was coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, speaking about during the COVID dump, I think I was at my prime execution skills back then. Like, I've really slowed down. The price is making its way to 18,132. I'll give you guys a target right now. I can't trade this anymore. So basically the trade was, you guys see the wick high at around 17,000. Let me give you guys the exact wick high on Bitstamp. The wick high on Bitstamp is 16,981. As soon as we took out the high, right? At that point, you want to get in anywhere between there and 17,100. And yeah, now prices moved too close to the key zone, like already halfway through.
Yeah.
Look, Kusha, I'm looking at the key zone. You should put that up. Oh, nice. You have the historical data up there?
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah,
Very
I
nice.
do.
Okay, so let's see. I can't trade this though, so there's no point.
My trading is a bit slow, but speaking of CPI, guys, CPI came in at 7.7, which is down from the prior month, which came in at 8.2, like significantly down. This is below even the forecasts of 8. No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. CPI is a good thing. CPI
I didn't say wow in a bad way.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, wow,
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised. Like just when all the all the deflationary macro guys gave up on inflation. We see inflation finally come down. Core just messaged in the C chat saying, "Love the fast talking." It's amazing to hear that, Core. So Core is referring to the most recent Prime video I posted for you guys, where it's essentially an episode from the Building Your Small Account series, where I'm managing multiple positions. Because I got dumped on by the way, guys. I was long Bitcoin. I just put on a position, looking for a big trade on the 4-day time frame, and freaking went against us, right? And we were sitting in losses, but the entire episode is about how I managed those losses and how we flip that position, not flip that position around, but how we took advantage of the situation and put on short trades on Chainlink and Solana to actually, we came out ahead after all of that. But Cause referring to how I was talking really fast in the video, and Krisha was actually saying, Sean, people may not enjoy the video because you're talking really fast.
Yeah. No, for me it's like, how many of you, just out of curiosity, how many of you ever like listen to videos, podcasts at like 1.5x speed, 2x? Do y'all toggle around with the speed while listening to it? I'm just very curious on this, because I do. And it sort of spoiled me. And it also technically makes me talk faster now. I feel like, no, I'm talking too slowly. Krisha, hurry up. Chop. But yeah, Bitcoin looking good here.
It says 1.25x. I don't think you guys would have been able to watch my older videos on 1.25x. That's for sure. Because I speak way too fast.
So Julian, I've been watching videos at 2x. So it's just
Back this morning. Just on this, I don't think it's enough. This information is not enough for Nasdaq to. I hope. Like these are all shorter time frame trades, because I really hope like traditional markets don't get carried away with this nonsense, because the very next meeting, Jay Powell's going to come in, and I think the next meeting is December 4th, right, guys? FOMC meeting. He's going to come in and basically say, 75 basis points again. So we don't want that. We want fear in the market while things cool down. But I guess this kind of helps Bitcoin. So we need this. We need this.
Thank you guys for chiming in there. I thought I was the only crazy person here who like turns it up. Although Sean does it too. I got the note from him. It's called speed listening. But give me 1 second. But yeah. And also, I want to know how many of you guys are expecting lower numbers on Bitcoin, because I also want to be, we'll be fleshing Bitcoin's next price ranges and what to sort of look out for. So how many of you have bids placed at around 13K? I feel like that's the most popular number right now, $13,000 per Bitcoin.
Sure. Speaking of lower numbers, someone from the stream said, I'm going to go pull it up. I'm scrolling up. It was, damn it. But essentially says, let's take a moment to appreciate Krisha's call around 4 months ago for $16,000 at the low. He's like, it took us a while to get there, but we finally did. So what are your thoughts on that, Krisha? Were you waiting for this, or were you hoping we don't get there?
I was hoping, no, so it was a call, and like I said, it's all like range bound, right? I do it, my initial call was 18.7 actually. It's only after the whole debacle that we actually got down to the next level. Remember, this is all ranges, right? But my most high conviction bottom zone that I was looking at was 18.7. But yeah, we got down to 16, which is great. It's all in the price action, guys. The price action is literally telling us what's the next major level. So listen to price action and you'll get it. But yeah, that was just, it just happened.
So okay, guys, there's resistance over here around 17,568. That's essentially the previous low that the market put in on the initial dump. So you're seeing the market resist over there. But I think we could get a bit higher before we come back down.
Just give me a second, guys. I'm just trying to
have bids placed every $500 below 15K, all the way up to where,
Wow.
Benchai? Where do your bids end? I mean, yeah. You can tell us that. Give us that info without revealing too much. BNB, please. BNB USDT. I'm gonna go take a look. It's doing what every market is doing. It put in a high low on the 1 hour time frame, and now it put in a high. So the 1 hour time frame is in a downtrend, but in an uptrend now officially. But I wouldn't get too excited, guys, yet, because if this information is being run solely on CPI data in crypto, people are going to be shorting this, right? The higher it goes over here through any euphoric rally, people expecting this to be the bottom, is going to get shorted into.
Mubashir, the CPI data is 7.7, which is down from the previous month of 8.2. Either way, I think price action is once again going to paint the picture. I say we close underneath that 17,320 range, essentially this blue line that I have marked down. I say that we actually get another retest of 16.7K first stop. Only when we break that will I say that, okay, we're coming down lower, but we first need to break that. This is actually really good price action. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, like the pickups across the board. And not just that, it's not just about Bitcoin's. So I had a theory, okay? If you look at many of the altcoins, let's actually go over some. Do you guys mind if we just look at it? No?
Let's continue with our SBF drama. Like, let's finish that up before we move on.
Okay, cool.
We should do that because we can go through the altcoins at the end of the stream. We'll do Bitcoin and SBF drama. I don't want to go through all the altcoins, but long story short, and yeah, we can talk about CPI as well. But long story short, altcoins are not looking too bad. They held their ranges for sure. But I don't want to go through the charts today. There's so much more going on.
Okay, cool. Twitter. Okay, bingo. All right, this is where we sort of left off at CZ.
There we go. Here's the drama. This is what I'm here for.
Okay, so this is technically what took place, but I was thinking of. So now that we have all of this that has sort of unfolded, SBF said something very, very interesting in his letter that got leaked. So do you want to jump on over to the letter?
Yeah, we should jump on over.
Let's jump on over to the letter. So Kobe did everybody a favor, and he said a message from SBF on FTX Slack that got leaked to me by some Telegram anon. Have verified it's real with another. Okay, so there was this huge letter. I've gone ahead and done some annotations on it. Give me a second. I'm just going to pull it up. And boom. Okay, cool. So it's a relatively long, not very well written letter, but I figured it's sort of Sean, you've gone through the like Sean's laughing. You've gone through the letter, right?
Yeah, I've gone through the letter.
Okay.
Let's go through your highlighted points, though. I'm really interested to see what you highlighted there.
So this is like to think about who is receiving the letter. It's the employee at FTX that's receiving this letter.
Yeah.
My number one priority right now is to do right by the customers. Okay. So he makes that very, very clear right off the bat. But he also goes on to say in this letter that his last priority, okay, actually his second last priority are his employees. Yeah. So first goes the customers, then goes the shareholders, then goes the employees, and last is him on that list. Anyways, he goes on. He's like, for the next 1 week, we will be conducting a raise. The goal of the raise will be to first do right by the customers, second by current and possible new investors, third, all of you guys. I just went over that.
He's emphasizing, okay, we are going to be focusing on the customers. And the customers are us, right? The traders. So if you're trading on FTX, you have deposits on there, you're a customer of FTX. So he's emphasizing us. And he is basically telling everyone else in this email, you guys are second priority, you guys are taking a backseat. This leads me to think, Risha, that this letter was again intentionally crafted with him fully well knowing that it's going to get leaked. Right? It was leaked for us to know that, hey, things will be fine. He just kind of wanted to calm the fires, right? Throwing a bucket of water onto a massive forest fire is what he's doing over here. That's what I think this is. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys think this was intentionally leaked or not?
I think so. I think he probably knew that someone would leak it, considering the amount of noise there is around the entire issue, right? So even a single word, and especially if it's a written word sent out at mass, I think that the potential of it being leaked was pretty freaking high, right? So he would not have written it without the whole thing of, okay, it could possibly be leaked.
And Krisha, there was something that you highlighted later on the note too, where you were like, Sean, really, like his wording over here.
I don't like this letter at all, so I'll be very honest with you guys. I think this letter was just bogus. Freaking.
That lines up.
And I was a bit irked because, well, like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I still do have funds on the exchange. Well, I guess it's just stuck there now. Is that okay, yeah, but for the next 1 week, the raise may end up being a combined FTX International plus FTX US infusion. All right, that's also a very, very important part, because if you really had to really, throw a dart, place your bets.
What does that mean? Like, does that mean that all the funds right now on FTX US are up for grabs for FTX then? Because at the moment, FTX US is kind of safe. They're sheltered from all this, from this entire scenario. So, do you see how if our... Yeah, because FTX US customers are being able to withdraw their funds A-OK, by the way.
Can someone confirm that? Can someone confirm? FTX US, have you guys been able to withdraw your funds from the exchange? Are you guys okay? Because over here, even if there is some shortage of FTX withdrawals, basically they're not able to withdraw. And if you have to really look at the two classes of customers, your FTX International versus FTX US.
CryptoCraze says incorrect. So maybe I'm wrong.
Who do you think is going to get the priority here, considering the authorities? Where does the authority really lie right now? Who's going to be at their freaking necks that they're going to have to save themselves from? SEC. Yeah. They're going to try and protect the US customers first, in my opinion. Now, this is, of course, speculation, but I think that they protect US customers first. If there is any bailout, any private bailout that they do get.
So go on to read that bit where he talked about...
Okay, where is this? Okay, here. Oh, freaking hated this line. He's like, one could maybe say, if they wanted to be optimistic, that we have a lot, theoretically, in and or potentially for the raise. More than enough to cover all needs. But at the end of the day, the entire world lives between... The entire world lives between there and where we need to be. Okay, first off, when there are so many freaking commas, dude, there's a freaking cop-out. Like, it's a very, very weak statement. Okay, it's a very weak statement.
That sentence confirms that he knew this was getting leaked, and he's like, I better be careful what I say here. And he's putting... theoretically, one could say this and that. Like, there's so much ambiguity in that freaking sentence intentionally put in there, while still making people go like, yeah, there's hope. There's hope that they have the funds. But he can't say that. And he knows that he can't say that because this is going to get leaked. It's ridiculous. So ridiculous.
So let's break down this sentence, because at first I had to read this like 3 times. It's like, one could maybe say, if they wanted to be optimistic, that we have a lot theoretically. So essentially, he's essentially saying that one could say that we might have more than enough to cover all needs. But at the end of the day, the entire world lives between there and where we need to be, which is a freaking bullshit statement. You either have the funds or you don't freaking have the funds. All right, they've gambled it away, and then this is like a cop-out freaking line right here, but at the end of the day, the entire world lives between there and where we need to be. Just you, man, not other exchanges. Like, it's a 1-for-1 on the other exchanges, and that's why we're seeing a lot of exchanges actually get onto the wagon of proof of reserves, because now they're all like really, really antsy about there being a bank run even on their exchanges. Right? That's just liquidity. Yep. That's a lot more freaking admin bullshit that people ought to deal with now.
Yep.
So it's that they can sort of mitigate everything if they just provide proof of reserves. So now even like the slightest, have you noticed like crypto Twitter right now, even the slightest word of any exchange being, being a bit shady with the withdrawals, they're very, very fast to address it. They're like, no, everything's good. And then the person who tweeted out the problem, they get a response on their tweet saying that, okay, your account is settled, your account is clear, you can go and withdraw. No problem. But notice how all the exchanges are on top of their game right now.
Yeah. Because an exchange should be able to handle a bank run, but they don't want it to happen, right? And the only way it doesn't happen is if they can instill this sort of confidence in everyone. And that's, it just... I want to take a step back and really, really look at the situation over here. The fact that SBF knew, okay, this entire time he knew what a hole he had in his own freaking books, And then, on top of that, knowing this full well, he has the audacity to go to Washington, D.C. and lobby against the rest of the crypto industry, lobby against DeFi where you can see proof of reserves by default, right?
Yeah.
All of these exchanges have to show proof of reserves on Nick Carter's website. Well, DeFi, you don't need to do that. You don't need to show anything anywhere because it's all on the freaking blockchain. He has the audacity, while doing fraudulent bullshit, he has the audacity to go to Washington, D.C. and point fingers to everyone else. The amount of confidence and holy shit. It's amazing that he was able to pull this off for so long. And then there are tweets that people were posting where he's poking fun at CZ, saying, hey, are you even allowed to enter Washington, D.C.? Man, how do you do that? How do you do that?
It's just one bad decision after the other.
The hypocrisy.
It's like he was hell-bent on getting a target on his back by some really, really big shots in the industry. He made himself a target, I think. Yeah, he made himself a target at this point.
It's fine to go ahead and do that if your own backyard is clean. But he had freaking bodies in his backyard.
Oh,
and
big ones.
He didn't even hide it that well.
So he goes on to say, now this is something that's been blown up right now on Twitter, right? He's like, as one part of the potential above, as one part of the potential above raise, we have had talks with Justin Sun. So now Justin Sun has come out saying that, okay, we're going to try and make all of the BTT, so the BitTorrent, TRX, basically all the coins that he freaking runs. If you guys are holding those coins on the FTX exchange, Justin Sun is going to try and make those guys whole and basically figure out some way to get them to allow them to withdraw their money. If they're holding those tokens only, okay? So that is the catch.
Justin is going to come and save everyone. Krisha, in this letter, though, he doesn't mention any of that, though, right? He just says, Justin, we are in talks with Justin to save everyone.
But this is a good time to sort of bring up that sort of tweet by Justin Sun, right? I'm not going to bring up the tweet exactly. It was a very, normal sort of tweet that, okay, we're going to try and make things whole, people whole who actually hold these tokens. However, with that being said, as soon as Justin Sun actually tweeted that out, go and look at TRX on the charts. Can we just move over to the charts just to make that point? Here we go. Okay.
It was short on FTX though, because it happened only on FTX.
This only happened on FTX, by the way. Okay, check this out. Look at what happened there. What is this percent move? This is the 1 hour chart, guys. I'm on the 1 hour chart. Okay, it went all the way up to, this went
what was it? 600%?
3,554%. Okay, this has gone up 3,554%. But now let's consider. How
much did it dump after that?
Okay, now it's only up to 281 from where it rallied from. Okay, so it's down from the top 89%. So no. I mean, people are scared. Sean, you know what? We can't really call them idiots because at this point it's like, okay, you either get 0 or you get TRX.
No, you get 0 or you get once. Okay, no.
Okay, no,
Come on.
Exactly.
At one point you draw the line.
I get your point. I get your point.
To even transfer this out, right? That's what this is. It's going to cost them more fees to even because when you are guys, this happened only on FTX. This is if you buy TRX at those prices, you're going to have to go and sell it at a minus 99.999% loss on Binance, and that is considering that you even get there first, because now everyone is going to be selling TRX on Binance as soon as withdrawals are allowed. right? Because at the moment, people can't withdraw out of FTX, so everyone's buying everything they can in regards to TRX on FTX only. So this is happening only on FTX, on Binance, etc. This is all still down. Go, yeah, show them, Krisha.
Yeah.
It's up a bit because everything is going up right now, but not 3,000%. How much is it up?
Well, this doesn't look like 3,000%. From the bottom, let's even just take it from the bottom, right? 10%. Yeah. So it's about fine. You're going to buy now. For those of them people who want to speculate on that, at least people who got burnt in this entire FTX debacle, they'll transfer their tokens. They'll sell their Bitcoin for TRX, hoping that Justin Sun comes in to rescue them. Okay, say Justin Sun actually manages to rescue all of them, but now they've gone ahead and bought TRX at 280% more than what the actual spot price is really going for, right? Now they get on over to Binance and then they sell that. Like, we did the math this morning, Sean. What did it turn out to be? You, like, if you say put in
this was
5K, you're getting back what, $400? Something stupid? Not even 400.
I didn't do the math with a 3,000% pump.
Yeah,
I did the math with a much lower percent pump. So the math is, you're getting way lower than that.
Yeah. So you're losing out significantly anyways. But at this point, people are like, okay, something better than nothing. Perhaps that is a speculation, right? Something better than nothing. But yeah, this was the whole TRX. So now we can go back to that tweet. There we go. So now he's in talks with Justin Sun over that. I don't think there's going to be much happening there unless that the price of TRX and all of Justin Sun's other tokens keep up with the price on FTX. Doubt it. Then he goes on to say there are obviously communications with a bunch of external parties going on right now. What else? Okay, this is very interesting. As for Binance, I shouldn't throw stones in a glass house, so I'll hold back a bit here. Except to say, probably they never really plan to go through with the deal, but so be it. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think they genuinely approached the table to be able to acquire FTX?
I mean, this is going to be pure speculation, right? There's very little hints or clues as to what CZ really intended in regards to acquiring. From what people are saying is that it would have been a legal nightmare to pull off a move like this and then go acquire a competitor. There's going to be like so much shit that you're going to have to deal with. So CZ is as smart as he was while executing this move to take out the competitor. Yes, in that case, it would make sense that he never really intended to go through with the deal, right? There's also the fact that it's a nothing to lose situation, right? If someone comes to you with a deal and to go through with the deal, you get to look at all their books. You get to look at the books and look at their trading history, etc., and see how they can trade in the future too with what they do have. That's a lot of information. So why would you not say, yeah, okay, you know what? Let's see what you got, right? Letter of intent. If things are amazing and you are in just a small jam and I get a good deal out of this, why the hell not? So maybe he never intended on going through with the deal, and he just wanted, one, to look at their books and get information, and two, also publicly reveal that SBF is truly indeed illiquid, right? And that's what people are saying. The second part, where he just wanted to make SBF bend the knee in public. But I don't think that has too much weight to it, because if SBF made the call to Binance, to CZ, it had already gotten to that point where he was going to bend the knee to someone in public, right? Now he's bending the knee to Justin Sun. He has no qualms bending the knee, right? So he was going to do it anyways. So.
I think it was a matter of timing, quite honestly, because imagine if something like this happened during a bull market phase, or like maybe getting out of a bull market phase, basically when Luna happened. A lot more people, I believe, would have gotten hurt if this happened during a Luna kind of phase in the market. And what I mean by Luna kind of phase in the market, when Luna actually capitulated, Bitcoin was still sort of trending down from its highs right there. So it was still at a very, very pivotal juncture where there were a lot of market participants still trading. It is a truth that during bear markets, especially these long freaking consolidations, I mean, think about Bitcoin, guys. We were sitting at 18.7 to 20K for like since May, right? For a very, very long time. And during this time, a lot of people leave the market. Right? This is not just in crypto, but this is just across the board. Even traditional spaces go through the similar thing. When it's a bear market, there are a lot less market participants. So when an event like this happens, there are a lot less people getting hurt. Okay, for the most part. This is a broad sort of assumption in terms of a lot less people getting hurt, because I'm sure a lot of people must have remained dormant with funds still on FTX, and they probably got screwed too. But let's assume that there were still a lot less market participants. So he had to really choose his timing. He really had to play the timing right. It's basically lesser of the evils. What was the best time to do it? The best time was to do it in a bear market where fewer people get hurt, fewer people get hurt there, though. I don't think, like someone actually mentioned in the chat just now, what would he get from it, right? Like what was there for him to actually get from the acquisition? I mean, their books were already looking bad in terms of I mean, think about it. They were not even able to meet customer withdrawals. Like, you can imagine the state of those books at that point. If you cannot do a 1-for-1 with the deposits that you have received, what are the states of your freaking book? It looks like garbage. So anyone actually approaching that, even right now, this letter, as someone even mentioned once again just now in the chat, like this looks like a bunch of freaking horseshit, right? And I do believe it is, because now even other creditors, right, other people, he's going to people for loans at this point. People are going to look at him, look at the state of the books, be like, okay, fine. We give you this loan. How are you going to pay us back? Now, I'm going to ask you guys.
Appreciate. Sorry to interrupt, but there's some more drama now showing up on with regard to this entire situation. And this has to do with Justin Sun again. So, you know how we start off the stream talking about how Almeida is now trying to short USDT, right? By putting on a $250 million short position against USDT. Tron DAO Reserve comes out and they've announced around 45 minutes ago saying, to safeguard the overall blockchain industry and the crypto market, Tron DAO has purchased $300 million of USDT in the market. So he's basically backstopping the short position that they put on.
So they're essentially going to get squeezed out.
This is essentially started like a trading war. Like, this is what's so amazing about our industry, right? About the crypto space. This is literally the kind of shit you used to read about in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, where there were literal wars going on, trading wars going on publicly. At least within the trading community, everyone knew what was going on between the freaking biggest sharks in the game. You're not only just getting to see this live on Twitter, right? You're getting to see this live on Twitter as well as on the blockchain. It is ridiculous what is going on at the moment, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. In TradFi, you don't get to see this shit. The most exciting thing that has happened in TradFi was the GameStop thing where retailers squeezed the...
That was pretty exciting, though.
Yeah. Jesus, man. What is going on?
Who tweeted this, by the way?
Tron tweeted this. So I sent you the link. I sent you the link in the tweets.
DAO?
Tron DAO, yeah. Tron DAO Reserve.
Tron DAO Reserve.
Tron DAO Reserve, yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so, okay, going back, I know, a bit of a... So, that's the thing, I do believe that this is just... It's like one of those letters that freaking, what's-his-face sent out. God, I'm even forgetting his name. The Luna guy. Why am I forgetting his freaking name?
Do Kwon?
Do Kwon. Brain fart. Do Kwon. He also attempted to, like, you know, put people's reservations to rest.
Everyone's been trying to forget Do Kwon.
And that's the thing, right? Yeah, but now I like how they've all sort of come out, you know, from the dead, because now there's another villain, and I like how other, like, mainstayers of the entire crypto space calling them out, and I think that's a good thing. A more thorough explanation. So this is the craziest part, okay? This is what I'm just like, and that's why I think he knew, you're probably right, he probably knew that this document was going to get leaked. He's like, more thorough explanation of what happened and what went wrong be. So basically he intends on doing all of this, but the craziest part was here. Communications. Wait, where's my other? Okay, I guess oh no, I basically went and put in the wrong one. Sorry, I'm trying to get the right tweet up. Okay, there we go. Okay, he goes on to say, this is the end of the letter. He's like, the above is our roadmap, and I would love to have every one of you there with me fighting with us. Basically, every one of you there fighting with us. So he's basically telling that to his employees that he has already told, hey, listen, I want you to fight with us, but your last priority. Human beings work on freaking incentives. People have already quit his legal team. All right, human beings work on incentives. If you're gonna tell them they are last priority and say that, oh, but please still fight with us, they're gonna give you the finger. Okay, I think this was a bogus freaking letter. This is my take on it. He's trying to put everyone's sort of reservations to rest, but I don't think that much is really going to come out. At least my expectations of anything really emerging from this is very grim. What about yours, Sean? Do you think anything's going to come out of this? Do you think he could potentially make people whole, people who still have funds stuck on the exchange?
I think so. I think he's going to want to. I don't think FTX is going to survive this, but I think he's going to be fighting for his freedom at this point, because he could go to jail for this. I think he could go to jail for this. This is worse than what Do Kwon did. Way worse. Do Kwon has reasonable doubt where he truly believed that what he created was going to work. Okay. I'm not entirely certain about the prce situation, but it does seem like they were performing fraud as well, especially with Nick Harto's most recent comments. It seems like he knows something we don't. But what SBF has done is definitely freaking fraud. Okay, he took customer funds. This wasn't an investment. Okay, we don't put money in a exchange knowing that it's going to be used for investment. Okay, there's no yield given to us. If there's no yield given to us, there's no investment, correct? When you put money into Celsius, when you put money into a bank, savings account, etc., there's yield given to you. So where's that yield coming from? Like, it's coming from them investing that money, putting risk on. Okay, now that risk could go bad. That's on you. That's on us. With the exchange, we weren't staking it. We weren't expecting yield. So he took our funds literally without a permission. That's literally theft, right? There was no agreement on this. So that's where he is literally fighting for his freedom at this point. And this could be, if he doesn't get taken down, it's going to shine a light on how corrupt Washington is at this point, because he made it very, very public how pally he is with a lot of these politicians, and they are not gonna want anything to do with this, from what I think, at least, right? I'm not adept at these situations, but I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. I'm thinking, wait a minute, this guy has really tainted his name, the exchange's name, and we want nothing to do with him. And if we don't the best way we can solve this after he's given us so many donations is to make an example out of him. So there's going to be a lot of I agree. Crypto Craze says he's done, dude. So the best way, he can only damage control at this point, right? That's why this entire letter is dedicated towards the customers, right? Because he screwed over customers, citizens, and that's not going to sit well with the SEC. That they're going to come after him.
Yeah, I think the politicians, so I'm trying to put myself in someone's shoes who sort of got paid to I guess lobby for him in a way. Yeah, I would try and distance myself from a guy like that. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, got the incentive, distance, because of how much freaking heat this guy's getting. And I would want to keep my slate clean. But I'm thinking of anyone who actually did invest in FTX. Now, we had some big names, guys, who came out. People who actually invested in FTX. We had BlackRock. We had Paul Tudor Jones was on that list. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Paul Tudor Jones was also on that list. Guys, for those of you who do not know Paul Tudor Jones is one of the greatest freaking traders. basically to have existed right now in our current day and age. So he's not a small name. So a lot of big names actually backed FTX. So we're
What's funny is
so if any of these politicians actually back them up, they actually had some stake in there. Perhaps at that point, if their stake is bigger than their incentive, maybe they would have some level of incentive to get him the funding that he needs to maybe, perhaps, I don't know, somehow manage to kickstart this. I don't know how that's even possible. It's so grim right now.
Kush, I have a question. On that note, on the grim note, I have a question for the chat. I want you guys to tell me, with a yes or no, does crypto recover from this, or do you guys think this is the end of crypto? Because a lot of people have been saying, okay, this is it. We're not going to see VC money come into the space anymore. No one's going to want to invest. No one's going to want to trade. This is it. What do you guys think?
Can someone put a poll actually on it? Or do you have access to the polls? Why am I still kicked out of the polls? You guys
No. I want people to this time, yes, no. I don't want to.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to go and do a poll. I'm too lazy for that.
Yes.
So
I'll wait for everybody to respond, and then I'll give you my response. What do you guys think? Do you think this is the end of crypto, and at least end of institutional investment in crypto?
Far says VC venture, when they come running when they smell profit to be made. Well said, dude. I think that's profound. Nope, just a passing tornado. Well said. Wait a minute, who's Red Liger? Is that Mark? Who's Red Liger?
He's a mod and we don't know who that is.
Yeah, changed his name clearly. Harry Z says it will recover, but I hope it's in a decentralized way. I've said this years ago and I'm going to say it again. We'll move towards decentralization temporarily, and then we will again converge onto centralization. Right? Human beings will always do that. We will always do that. It's always been the case, and it's going to be the case moving forward till the end of time. We will converge towards centralization because of convenience. We're lazy, right? We're lazy. We want the convenience. I think all these VCs splurging their billions is indicative of the peak of fiat and capital misallocation. Well said, Julian. I think crypto will be fine in the end. Certainly Bitcoin, yes. Certain Bitcoin will rise from the ashes yet again from all of this. Kusha, what are your thoughts?
Bitcoin rises, man. I am in agreement with. I think that was very, very profound what Faray said. VC equals venture. They come running when they smell profit to be made. And I think that doesn't just apply to VC, that applies to almost every sort of investor class. Investor and trader class, like whoever you are. If there's incentive, if there's money to be made, people are going to come running. And so it's just a matter of the markets getting picked up again. And I think there are enough people with deeper pockets and the brains to know what this field is about, especially Bitcoin, to come and pick things back up. So quite honestly, I think this is merely just a phase. And like before, Bitcoin and the entire crypto space is going to survive another one of these events. It has been resilient. It has proven to be resilient through every freaking bear market. Think about it, guys. Every bear market that there has been a major capitulation of either an exchange or another, mainly an exchange. This year, however, this bear market was like, I think this bear market, Sean, was the ultimate test of resilience. Think of the amount of events, major events that took place just in this bear market.
Yeah.
And they were not small by any means. The previous bear markets, yeah, there were events, but they were minor.
And we had FTX go to zero.
And these were all international sort of capitulations. When I say international capitulations, almost every market participant, no matter where you were on the planet, got punished for this, right? The last bear market, I was telling Sean, what was the exchange to capitulate last bear market? It was Quadriga, but Quadriga was only Canadian citizens who actually got affected. Any Canadian who was actually on that exchange, they were the ones who lost money. But that was sort of contained to Canada. Right, what happened here with FTX US, FTX International, is that any anywhere in the world who had money in FTX lost out. So this one has been resilient. Luna, UST, like think about the freaking mess that we've all had to deal with. And let me tell you something, major props to any of you guys who are still here and who haven't sort of given up hope. Because we know people who caved in the last bear market. So major props to you guys who are still here for the next cycle. The next cycle is gonna come. Just a matter of when.
You know, a lot of people think that this event is going to cause people to run away from crypto. And yes, momentum firms are going to run away because they're going to say, okay, this is done, the momentum is dead, and we don't want any part of this. But what you will get instead are the kind of big pocket investors, the heavy investors who look at the space and go like, holy shit, we've been waiting for a very long time to get in at a very good price, and this is it. It may not be the big institutional funds who take massive leverage and are trading momentum, but it will be those guys that will hold for a decade. You guys got to think back to 2017, 2018. We had people like Dan Tapiero who re-entered the market after the 6K dump down over to 3K. They're like, holy shit, look at this. We have an opportunity to enter a market where 87% of the holders who bought at $17,000 are still holding at 3K. There was an exchange between Paul Tudor Jones and Dan Tapiero and Stan Druckenmiller. Paul Tudor Jones and Stan Druckenmiller, where Paul Tudor Jones asked Druckenmiller, he said, did you know that 87% of the Bitcoin buyers who bought at $17,000 are still holding at 3,000? And Druckenmiller responded with, holy shit, this is huge. Here we have a asset that is scarce and 87% of the holders are zealots, right? These are the kind of guys who don't trade short term. These are the kind of guys who hold for a decade. They play the macro trends. Dan Tapio, even Raul is re-entered around that phase with market, right? And these guys end up being like crypto advocates, right? They are the holders that Rahul is a different story, but guys like Dan Tapiero, etc. He started his fund only later, right? He started his VC fund, I believe, in 2021. That's like 3 years after he entered as a personal holder. So keep that in mind that we're going to lose all the momentum traders, but you're going to get the long-term hodlers who will not get shaken out of Bitcoin come 2028. So we're going to get a new class of holders.
So SBF has tweeted again.
Really? Pull it up, Kisha. Pull it up.
This is like, I'm doing right now. This is like Do Kwon all over again, man. This is crazy. You know, just when we thought, we were about to get into another freaking bull cycle, and think of how amazing this would have been. Everything was rallying, and then we got the latest CPI data coming right now, which was like significantly lower than the previous month as well as the forecasts. I mean, that would have been an excellent run, but
huge. Yeah, if this hadn't happened.
I know.
Imagine, guys.
Everyone was ready to party, I mean, the charts were looking so good. Anyways, this is the thread.
Okay, read this out first. Read this out first in your radio voice.
God. He's like, I'm sorry. That's the biggest thing. I fucked up and should have done better. I also should have been communicating more very recently. Transparently, my hands were tied during the duration of the possible Binance deal. I wasn't particularly allowed to say much publicly, but of course it's not on me that we ended up there in the first place. By the way, if you want to interject, let me know. But yeah, this is a. But of course, it's not on me that we ended up there in the first place.
Says, of course, it's on me. It's not on me. Yeah, okay, that would make no sense. Wait a minute, what?
I'm just trying to paint him. I guess my subconscious is just trying to be like, fuck you. Okay, anyways, he goes on to say, so here's an update on where things are. This is all about FTX International, not the non-US exchange. FTX US users are fine.
I was right. There you go.
Lucky bums. Okay. Treat all of these numbers as rough. There are approximations here. FTX International currently has a total market value of assets/collateral higher than client deposits. moves with prices. Okay, so clearly a lot of their assets, so basically, yeah, a lot of their assets and collateral are sitting in altcoins or stables. Primarily altcoins if they're moving with prices. Okay, but that's different from liquidity for delivery. As you can tell from the state of withdrawals, the liquidity varies widely from very to very little.
So they have, this is a liquidity issue, right? This is a liquidity issue, and not a insolvency issue. And there's a thin line between the two, right? It's just that their assets are not liquid enough to actually meet customer deposits. So it's more of like I would say a duration issue, right? They had assets that they were hoping to liquidate over time to be able to meet customer withdrawals, and they thought they'd be fine as long as not everyone withdraws at the same time, right? So again, this is them pretending to be a bank and playing with duration, and they're getting bit on the ass. This is not legal. He can say what he wants, but he is supposed to be liquid at all times. Go on, Krisha.
So I guess they don't fall under the same sort of umbrella as banks, of course, right? It's not the same thing because banks have fractional reserve banking, where they're not required, I guess, to have all customer funds in hand.
The banks have the Fed. The banks have the Fed.
Yeah.
The Fed was created for this issue.
Yeah, there we go.
They wanted fractional reserve banking to be a part of the economy because it's more efficient, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, okay, how do we do this and avoid all of the banking collapses that we were having between 1870 to 1910, right? JP Morgan was the backstopper for the 1907 financial crisis. And they're like, Morgan is going to die. And Morgan backstopped the 1907 crisis, and then he was instrumental in creating the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was created as his final legacy to be able to take America to where they are today, to backstop the financial system if it ever came to a scenario like this. SBF does not have the Federal Reserve backstopping him the way a bank would have been backstopped. So he shouldn't have been doing this to begin with. Yeah,
Julian has a really good point. He's denying. So essentially with the statement that he has made, he's denying there is a balance sheet hole.
Yeah.
Because technically that should you're right, Julian. That's a good point. Technically the balance sheet should balance out.
Julian goes on to say this. He says, if no hole, why isn't CZ buying it? Which is why I think even SBF said in his letter, if you go back to the letter, Krisha, he said, I believe, what do you say? He said, I don't want to throw stones at a glass tower or glass house.
Yeah, I should believe
CZ never intended to go through with the deal. He seems genuinely surprised over there that CZ did not take the deal. Right? I don't know about genuine, okay, but in the letter, he's trying to portray that he's surprised that CZ did not take the deal. It's very subtle, but that's how it came off to me. So if you combine the two, Julian, it may be the case that CZ wanted everyone to think that the situation is worse than it is, and it's affecting the market. Because as soon as CZ denied the deal, FTT dumped, or as soon as CZ rejected the deal, FTT dumped and Bitcoin dumped, everything dumped, right? So that's when the market really panicked.
Yeah.
That's the big
line
question.
right there. That's actually a really, really good point. Man, it's so sucky how this all sort of went down. But anyways, it was just a matter of when, right? But I wondered, if CZ did not probe into the entire thing, because he kept at it. You need to understand, he kept at it. Every time SBF tried to come out to induce a bit of confidence, CZ kept pushing.
Yeah.
Right? So he wanted the bank run to happen. I feel like if you look back, I don't care what he says at this point, he was looking for this house of cards to fall. He wanted to tip it over. And well, it happened. But anyways, let's go back to that tweet. Getting back to this, but that's different from liquidity for delivery. As you can tell from the state of withdrawals, the liquidity varies widely from very to very little. Number 5.
What does it mean? Wait, what does that mean? From very to very little? What does it mean there? The liquidity varies widely from very to very little. Maybe he mistyped, because I'm not understanding. Guys, is there something I'm missing there?
Yeah. If anyone can interject and tell us that
we've messed up.
Yeah, we've messed up, yeah. He goes on to say, the full story here is one I'm still fleshing out every detail of, but at a very high level, I fucked up twice. The first time, a poor internal labeling of bank-related accounts meant that I was substantially off on my sense of users' margin. I thought I was way lower.
But it was way lower. So he's saying that I thought user margin was way lower than it was, which is why he sent funds out. I think he's trying to imply that, which is why he sent that much funds out to Almeida.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Come on, how could you do that? You're anyways messing up by sending funds out. And they're like, oh, but I thought. Okay.
Well, like I wish there were dates on this. Okay, let's go. Maybe
he's
he'll
like, my sense before, leverage 0x, USD liquidity US liquidity ready to deliver. 24x average daily withdrawals. Okay, leverage 0x. My sense before, leverage 0x.
Oh my god, those numbers are that's not even close. 0.8x Sunday's withdrawals, average daily withdrawals. Okay, that makes okay. So what he's saying over here, Kusha, is that the liquidity that they did have on hand, it was 24 times the average daily withdrawals. Okay, that's what he's saying. Okay, but then on Sunday, the amount that got withdrawn, because I believe like what was removed, guys? It was a huge number, right? In the billions. The amount that got removed from the exchange was so drastic, it was no longer 24x the daily withdrawals, or rather it wasn't enough, right? It ended up bringing down the multiple to only 0.8x. So for the Sunday's withdrawals, the amount of liquidity that they had on hand was only 0.8x, right? Not 1x. If they even had 1x, maybe they would have been fine. Do you get what I mean?
But check out this number, leverage at 1.7x. Think about what happened with FTT. You guys need to understand that FTT could have been traded on the perps. That crazy woman, she went out and she posted publicly that they're going to defend 22. As someone who smells blood in the water, what are you going to do? If it's trading on perps, you're going to go and try and short it. To short anything, you need to first borrow from the exchange. So the fact that mechanism was still available to people for them to borrow and sell, that is also leverage in the system.
Yeah, it was dumb. That was
such a dumb move. That was like nobody thought about that. Like, why would you freaking such a bad move. Okay, so leverage. Okay, so they had a clearly whopped up understanding of the leverage in the system and the liquidity they had available to them. He said, because of course when it rains, it pours. We saw roughly $5 billion of withdrawals on Sunday, the largest by a huge margin. And so I was off twice, which tells me a lot of things, both specifically and generally, that I was shit at. And a third time, in not communicating enough. I should have said more. I'm sorry. I was slammed with things to do and didn't give updates to you all. And so we are where we are, which sucks, and that's on me. I'm sorry. Anyway, right now, my number one priority by far is doing right by users. And I'm going to do everything I can to do that, to take responsibility and do what I can. So right now, we're spending the week doing everything we can to raise liquidity. I can't make any promises about that, but I'm going to try and give anything I have to if that will make it work. There are a number of players who we are in talks with, LOIs, term sheets, etc. We'll see how that ends up.
So LOIs, guys, for those of you who are listening in, stands for letter of intent. Okay, and LOIs, again, don't mean much. Term sheets also don't mean much. But CZ provided an LOI, and the market got super excited for it. I was like, thank God, because I did not want this shit to happen. I did as much as we all have short and Friday in us, where we want to see the big people fail and fall. We want to see people who are doing really well in life fall. It's human nature. You always got to check those emotions, because you don't want this shit to happen, because it would have been bad for crypto, right? You're seeing it. It's bad for all of us. But that LOI meant nothing. So he can say this again to instill confidence that, hey, we have LOIs, we have term sheets, but if things get worse and worse and worse, people are just going to step away, especially if the authorities get involved. People do not want to they don't want to get entangled with that bullshit. Okay, Kusha, go on.
Yeah. It's like every penny of that and of the existing collateral will go straight to users. Will go straight to users unless or until we've done right by them. After that, investors, old and new, and employees who have fought for what's right for their career and who weren't responsible for any of the fuck-ups. Because at the end of the day, I was CEO, which means that I was responsible for making sure that things went well. I ultimately should have been on top of everything. I clearly failed in that. I'm sorry. So what does this mean going forward? I'm not sure. That depends on what happens over the next week. But here are some of the things I know. First, one way or another, Alameda Research is winding down trading.
You should have done that a while ago. You should have done that a while ago. You should have done that 6 months ago. They should have done that after the 3AC debacle. Jesus Christ. So $4 billion in liquidity, $5 billion on Sunday. Okay. Yeah, $5 billion.
The balls on these guys, like after freaking what happened with Luna and everything. And dude, we were in like really topsy-turvy market conditions. Probably they had, good traders or whatever. Who knows? But anyways, now they're winding down trading. They aren't doing any of the weird things that I see on Twitter and nothing large at all. And one way or another, soon they won't be trading on FTX anymore. Second, in any scenario.
Wait, hold up.
Are they looking to cut ties? Perhaps?
They aren't doing any of the weird things that I see on Twitter and nothing large at all. What does that mean? What does that mean, Julian? What does that mean?
I think what he's saying, because a lot of people are speculating on Alameda because the USDT shorting.
So, okay.
I think that is a reference to that because right now that is a speculation that Alameda is shorting USDT for whatever reason. I still don't know the details of that speculative angle.
Yeah, the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Crypto Craze has a point. We gotta be careful because this guy has a. He could be full of freaking crap. If he's a sociopath, he could be saying things that you and I would never be able to say with a straight face, right? So we gotta be careful. If people are sociopaths, they are very dangerous to normal human beings because we don't expect them to do these things with a straight face. So be careful. I can't take word at face value. I want to say this though. Caroline, however you pronounce her name, she did have her Twitter handle. Yeah, click on her Twitter handle there. Initially, her Twitter handle said CEO of Alameda Research. Now it says crypto trader. So that's a bit scary too, right? If she's still trading for Alameda, what the hell is going on? Oh my God, guys. So
okay, back to the tweet. Okay, back to the thread. Okay, they aren't doing any of the weird things that I see on Twitter and nothing large at all. So I think by this he's referring to the USDT speculation. And one way or another, soon they won't be trading on FTX anymore. I'm not sure what that means, but perhaps they're looking to cut ties entirely. Second, in any scenario in which FTX continues operating, its first priority will be radical transparency. Transparency it probably always should have been giving as close to on-chain transparency as it can so that people know exactly what is happening on it. So how many of you... Now, we've all lost trust in the exchange. How many of you are willing to instill trust back into the exchange if you get your deposits back?
Would you guys say yes or no? Answer the yes.
Yes, that you're willing to give your trust back to the exchange, and no freaking way after this debacle, even if I get my funds back, no way I'm trading on FTX anymore. So yes or no?
If you get your funds back, Julian, would you trade on there? Okay. Benjamin says no. Akhil says no. Farid says no. So everyone, this is what I was telling you, Kusha, before the stream. This is all about trust.
Yeah.
And once this trust is eroded, that's what makes me so skeptical about any investor coming in to backstop this deal. Because why would you invest in this exchange when you can go and make an investment in an exchange, or even a brand new exchange, would have way more trust. In fact, a brand new exchange is likely going to be garnering a lot more users now. In fact, by the way, let me tell you guys that other exchanges, they're smelling blood. They're smelling blood because I've been approached by three exchanges just today, right? Asking whether whether Mango would like to collaborate with them moving forward. Because what they are thinking is, let us go and target all of these influencers who probably are trading with FTX, right? Maybe they'd want to switch on over to us. So exchanges are smelling blood. And as an investor, I don't know. I just don't see, it's all about trust. And you guys are all saying this. You guys, regardless of whether you get your money back, you're not going to use them anymore. So it's hard to see it all play out.
So now he goes on to say, all of the stakeholders would have a hard look at FTX governance. I will not be around if I'm not wanted. All of the stakeholders, investors, regulators, users would have a large part to play in how it would be run. Solely trust. Well, that's lost. All the best. But all of that isn't what matters right now. What matters right now is trying to do right by customers. That's it. A few other assorted comments. This was about FTX International. FTX US, the US-based exchange that accepts Americans, was not financially impacted by the shit show. It's 100% liquid. Every user could fully withdraw, modulo gas fee, etc. Updates on its future coming. And this is something that was brought up yesterday. I'm not sure which person brought this up, but I always forget. Like I'm listening and watching to so much, reading so much. But this is what governments do, right? They push people out into the risk curve, and then you have exchanges like this that take advantage of international customers that don't have the regulatory bodies that the US does to protect citizens. So everyone is like, they played with the international funds, Sean. Why did they not play with the US funds? Because of the regulatory bodies that they had to deal with. Imagine if similar countries had regulatory bodies to actually protect the citizens. Be like, nope, you're gonna need XYZ. So that would have prevented them from actually toying around with funds, because they only did that. Notice how they separated the two, and they only played with funds on one side of that equation. Why? Because they felt like they could get away. And to an extent they can. Who's gonna come and rescue out everyone else? As Canadian citizens, you think freaking, God, I don't even know who the Canadian financial minister is. But that's the thing, right? There's no other protection for any other country. That's why they sort of knew that, and they took advantage of that. I feel like it was very, very underhanded. You wanted to say something, so?
So apparently, so I just looked up what Sachin read. He just posted, and apparently it's true. Tether has reportedly begun freezing USDT addresses that are owned by FTX.
Just to protect, yeah, because now it's speculation. Tether is like, no, we're not going to be a part of your shit show. I think that's a good move. A good move.
So hold up. Go back to his tweet at 19. He says a few other sort of comments. This was about FTX International. FTX US is fine. That's what he's saying. It's 100% liquid. Every user could fully withdraw, modulo gas fees, blah, blah. Okay, fine, whatever. I mean, not whatever. Good for you guys. FTX US. Good for you guys. At some point, I might have more to say about... Krisha, you can go
Yeah,
on.
at some point I might have more to say about a particular sparring partner, so to speak. But glass houses. He's talking about Binance. He's talking about CZ. So for now, I'll say this. Well played. You won.
Yeah.
So he's literally trying to say that this was completely orchestrated by saying, well played, you won. He's basically insinuating that this was all orchestrated. You essentially set the playing field and attacked with basically whatever your attack plan was, and you won. And honestly, I don't think they saw it coming.
Yeah.
I don't think they saw it coming. They thought that, okay, this is just merely... This was a proper... Sorry, go on.
No, you're right. I didn't mean to interrupt. He just got outplayed.
Yeah.
Completely outplayed. Sean's like, fucking...
I think, dude, this is something like out of Game of Thrones or something. This is nuts. Like, the political play on here was absolutely insane. And the fact that even... I'm thinking back to all the tweets that followed, right? So CZ came out with this. This guy came out with a genuine response. At least in that time, it felt genuine. Fuck him still, for lack of a better word. And then Carolyn came out saying that this tweet, I mean, it was a weird tweet, right? Here, Almeida will happily buy it all from you today at 22. Like, they legitimately thought that, oh, they're just merely trying to unload. Okay, no biggie. Okay, we'll buy it from you at $22. We're so good. We'll buy it from you at $22. Like, they didn't even suspect a political play here to wash them out. So,
that was a stupid move in so many ways, because all CZ had to reply with was, even if they could buy it all and backstop it, all CZ had to reply was, no, I'm not going to take that deal. That's all he had to reply with. And the market is going to be like, oh shit, If this, because the market thinks that something happening OTC is going to be, it's not going to be reflected on the actual charts in one way or the other.
He couldn't though. He couldn't, because at that point it would be like someone's giving him a hand, and if he actually rejected the hand, right, it would mean that CZ is legitimately out for blood. He would not be able to clear his name. Now he can literally just come out and be like, no guys, this was not orchestrated. I did this out of genuine concern for Binance. Like that's the side he's playing right now. That's the angle he's playing right now. That he had there was no malice in this per se, right? This was all well intended, and he was just looking after himself and other market participants. That's all he's saying. Because if he had actually rejected that outright, been very loud about it on Twitter, that's when people would be like, okay, this is a fight. Right now, notice that CZ throughout the entire thing, he said that no, this is nothing against FTX, nothing against SBF.
But SBF has now come out and openly said, he's used the term sparring partner.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like,
So
well played, you won, right? So that's the insinuation there. He's like, not advice of any kind in any way. I was not very careful with my words here, and do not mean any of them in a technical or legal sense. I may well have not described things right, though I'm trying to be transparent. I'm not a good dev, and probably misdescribed something. This is not financial advice.
Financial advice, but not financial advice. I'm still lying. I could have. Exactly. Julian's like, I'm still lying.
This is not financial advice. And finally, I sincerely apologize. We will keep sharing updates as we have them.
So what has he said here? Is there anything? Okay. What's your takeaway from this? My takeaway. Okay, I'll tell you my takeaway. My takeaway over here is that he's trying to save FTX. He's not given up on it. That's the big takeaway that I've gotten from the prior letter, where he's talked about the vision, right? He mentioned to his employees, you guys can, I'm going to respect you regardless of what you guys do. You guys can join me on this journey for the ultimate FTX vision. And I'll also respect you guys if you guys decide to go on your own path, right? So he's referenced that in the letter, and in this tweet thread to us as well, he's essentially saying, hey, we are going to attempt to be as transparent as possible moving forward, as we're going to be as close to transparent as a actual DeFi exchange. So now the hypocrisy over there needs to be pointed out. So scroll up to that. Find it. Where is it? No, not here, Krisha. The on-chain stuff, where he says we're going to try to be as transparent as a DeFi exchange, DeFi platform. It's up. Scroll up. Yeah, there. You missed it. Control F transparency. That's the best.
There. Second, in any scenario in which FTX continues operating, its first priority will be radical transparency.
So how does this guy go to DC and lobby for regulation when now he's saying, okay, you know what, we are going to try to ascribe to be like on-chain, we are going to try to live up to what on-chain exchanges are like.
That's
so over here, he's literally admitting that, he was full of shit this entire time. He was just trying to add hurdles to all of the customers, or rather all of the users of DeFi, right? He did not want them to go and use DeFi as easily as they were. He wanted to basically co-opt all of them onto his exchange, because that way he gets even more volume and even more fees, etc., more data, etc. He can trade against them a lot easier, and he gets to trade against them alone, right? He gets to trade against them alone. People trading on chain at the moment, they're doing it publicly, and they're not doing it on his platform. He does not get to benefit from it in isolation, right? So he whatever he did in regards to the DC bill was for his benefit, not for the freaking users. And over here, it's evident, because he's like, hey, we're going to try to be like DeFi now.
Yeah, a little too late, right? A little too late for that. A little too late. So yeah, this is the whole SEF drama. In terms of the contagion, Sean, what are your thoughts in terms of the whole contagion part of things? Now, a lot of people are speculating on contagion and that it's going to have a cascading effect on over to the rest of the market. I think that is the major worry right now as far as the aftermath is concerned. And the whole, like, the thing about Luna and UST was the amount of people that held those two tokens, right? The thing about FTT, you're looking at the holders of FTT, basically people who actually got freaking crashed. Can we go on over to the FTT chart really quickly?
The FTT chart. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay, this is Tron, never mind. Not wow. Okay, this is FTT. Let's zoom out a bit. I mean, this is what happened to all FTT hodlers, right? But question is, how many people were actually hodling FTT? So as far as the contagion is concerned, the only thing I could really think about is how traders, anyone who had their funds stuck on the exchange, you can look at that as a loss in a way, right? In addition to shareholders, that's a loss too. Now they're going to try and to cover, that's where the contagion comes in, to cover losses. So that cover is going to come in, they're basically going to try and balance that out by either selling some of their other assets, taking profits on what other sort of assets to make up for those losses in terms of contagion. Now, that's a very rudimentary way of thinking, but that's all I can technically get in terms of contagion. What are your thoughts in terms of contagion? Where do you think that the major holes are going to appear if you had to like really speculate on this?
I can't speculate on this because I know better than to speculate on this. It could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. It could literally be anywhere. You don't know until you know. And then when you know, it's like, holy shit, 3AC? 3AC is illiquid? 3AC is insolvent? Right? You just don't know. So at the moment, it feels like there's very little. Like, again, you don't want to say there's no one big enough to go down anymore. The only thing that could go down that would shock the space is Binance going down. And clearly they seem healthy enough, right? Funds are Safu according to CZ. I really don't know, but from what we understand at the moment, and this is a scary bit, okay? From what we understand is that the only people who are really affected by this are like trading firms and institutional investors, VCs, etc. And all of that you could say is very contained. But the fact that we think that the only damage is that a lot of people got hurt, like big time, makes me go like, wait a minute. What if there's more? There was some news that came out in regards to, there was a like Hodlnaut, I think it was a DeFi platform that went through litigation, and they had they were sued and funds were distributed, and some of those funds, around 13 million that was supposed to go to the users, those funds were put onto FTX, right? So those users who got rug pulled on Hodlnaut were supposed to be repaid with those funds that now were on FTX, and now those funds got rug pulled again. So they got double rug pulled. So it's that kind of thing. You don't know where people actually have their liabilities, and were they relying on funds on the FTX exchange to pay those liabilities. And if they can't pay those liabilities anymore, they are going to essentially have to claim bankruptcy. And if they claim bankruptcy, there's someone on the other end of that trade who was supposed to receive that money, who now is in the hole. And now they have a hole in their balance sheet, right? So if a institution, if a trading firm, for example, if a trading firm says, oh shit, we lost all of our funds because of what FTX has done, right? If they say that, now they're going to have to, now we have to ask the question, were those funds theirs, or did they owe those funds to someone else? Okay, if they owe those funds to someone else, does that someone else now have a massive hole in their balance sheet that makes them insolvent, right? So that's where the contagion could happen. You don't know who owes who what.
Yeah.
That's where it's scary, which is why I don't want to speculate on this, and which is why I don't want to say, what, things are all contained. And I don't think I don't know. We can only hope. Can only hope. Did
That's
you
a
see?
good way, yeah. That's a
there's
very
another
responsible way to look at it. I think that's the most responsible approach, is that now you can't really speculate. Could you say that price action will dictate? I think we need a few more weeks of price action to really figure out whether anything is being absorbed.
You can't look at price action at the moment and say, hey, price
Yeah.
action will dictate.
Yeah.
You start seeing on the higher time frames us putting in like a rounding formation. At that point, you can be a little bit more confident. But if you guys see the low time frames pump at the moment, it's just traders being traders, right? People are closing out positions, people are putting on positions, people are trading volatility. At the moment, if you look at the Solana range alone, right, you could put on very, very small positions and capture huge profits. So there's a lot of volatility. The ranges are so vast, right? The volatile ranges are so vast that everyone's trading this volatility, and you're going to see wider spreads. So I wouldn't get too excited on any pump on the low time frames, right?
Yeah.
That being said, I want to take back something I did say in regards to the Nasdaq. Let's go to Nasdaq, Krisha. DQ. Right. I was looking at the Nasdaq chart, right? On the weekly, we are kind of putting in what could potentially really be the big surprise right now. The big surprises right now could be that this CPI data could actually be the turning point that everyone ignores, because I'm trying to check my own reaction to that. Yeah, CPI data has come in low, but that's exactly what I said when CPI data came in higher in the last when we were on a bull run and CPI data was beginning to come in higher and higher, I kind of dismissed it, saying, yeah, we'll be fine. And now again, I'm dismissing it on the other side, right? I'm like, no, this is not going to be the turning point. So we kind of have to check our own biases at the moment and be like, wait a minute. If everyone is beginning to think that CPI data is not relevant, right? Maybe it is relevant. So counter-trade yourself.
Yeah. And so now we have CPI data that's come out. We have the Fed, the FOMC conference that's going to be coming out next week is the FOMC meeting. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting meeting, because now we're beginning to see the layoffs. Now we're beginning. Sorry.
FOMC meeting next week, Krisha.
Not when is the next meeting then?
December.
Oh, December. Okay, fine. There's a lot of time then for all of this crap to play out. But anyways, we're seeing all of the rate hikes actually come up now in the economy, right? We're seeing layoffs, I can't say across the board, but I know that Meta went in and fired a whole bunch of their employees, in addition to what the markets are doing right now. So we're seeing all of this actually play out. Now take even CPI, it's reflected in CPI just this month. So now we have this month and we have next month. We're going to start seeing these numbers change. So now it's going to be a matter of, okay, whether the Fed comes out next month and says that, hey, you know what, we're going to stop. Maybe not reduce interest rates, but we're going to stop the rate hikes. I think that would be a positive note. But it's all what I didn't like though about this entire sort of rate hike thing. It's like, think about it, this is happening every month. They're literally looking at data from the previous month, and they're just like, oh, this is not enough. Let's raise once more. 25 basis points, 50 basis points. The thing is that these rate hikes are not going to reflect in the economy in a month. They just don't. So now I wonder, like, what the ramifications going to be in terms of, okay, they've gone through consecutive rate hikes. So
let's look at the 10-year. Okay, let's look at what the market is actually pricing in. Let's pull up the US 10-year. We should look at that. Oh, look at that. There you go. So what is the market pricing? And that's what's important, because Jay Powell made a comment in the FOMC meeting that a lot of people are going to ignore, but that was very, very profound. Okay, I mentioned it in the FOMC analysis video that I did. Very few of you guys have watched it, but go on over to the channel and watch that FOMC analysis where I've broken down the key things that he said. And one of the key things was him acknowledging the fact that back in the day, around 20 years ago, what mattered was the Federal Reserve setting the rate, and then financial conditions would change, and then the economy would actually react to financial conditions, right? And financial conditions, he means the actual bond market, etc., etc. the bond market would tighten up, equities would go down, etc., etc. Now he's saying it's no longer the Federal Reserve that acts first. He's saying that it's the financial conditions that tighten up first. Basically, he's saying that the bond market leads us. The bond market puts in the rates way ahead of us, and then Federal Reserve sets the rates, and then the economy. And he says financial conditions set the rates, and then the economy reacts, and then the Fed follows last. He acknowledged that, right? He acknowledged that. So that was very, very key, guys.
So you're saying that this could be a reduction in rates for the next meeting?
Well, the bond market is pricing that in right now. Look at that. Well, the bond at the moment you're seeing the 10-year come down drastically, right? Why?
Yeah.
Right? People are buying out bonds, and when you buy bonds, it's because you believe that rates are coming down. And if you were to look at this through a pure technical analysis perspective, Kisha, what are you seeing on the daily chart on the 10-year?
The daily chart on the 10-year. Oh yeah, that's a double top. And it's also like it's sweep. Forget the double top. Forget the pattern. It's sweeping all the lows. It's like the last time we lived on this this rate was back in last month, exactly a month from now. So okay, we're seeing things sort of level off in a way. So it's gonna be very interesting for them to really come out and basically the next FOMC meeting. Now this is just America, right? Canada had some very interesting data come out in that people are actually starting to default on their mortgages. They're not paying mortgages. So there is like some really interesting data that's going to be coming out in the next month, 2 months, and we'll see how all of this unravels. But I don't think that things, I think it's going to be we're still going to need more price info before we can really get a better gauge on whether or not markets are going to turn. So we're still waiting on another 4 or 5 weeks of price data, month or 2 months of price data, to really come up with a better picture on the next turn in the market, and whether or not we start a brand new market cycle. What I mean by market cycle is your bull market, consolidation, bear market, rinse, repeat, right? So we're looking for that macro sort of market cycle, the business cycle, to begin. So okay, lots of interesting things. Do you guys want to move on over to guys? Next week is the G20 as well. Wow, look at this too. There's so much happening this month and next month, and then we get into Christmas. Oh, and I'm sure something's gonna freaking happen on the charts where we're all freaking sitting, opening presents, sipping on eggnog. No, they're not gonna let you do it in peace. Always happens.
We can wrap up the video by going through a few charts, because we've been streaming for a while. We can just go through. Let's see how long have we been streaming.
So I say we start off with Bitcoin first. Bitcoin, and then we can go over some of the actually, speaking of, should we start off with the altcoins, or should we start off with Bitcoin? Because I think the altcoins are doing something very, very...
Yeah, we can start off with the altcoins. I'll let you lead for a bit. I'm just going to go use the washroom really quick, and I'll be back.
Okay. So there's one observation that I've made with the altcoins, guys. It's this, okay? I'm just going to take you on over to some of the main ones that have been running. Let's take Matic, for example. Wow, look at... What? Let's go on over to the weekly time frame. This is Matic on the weekly.
You know what? I'll leave the washroom break for later.
This is Matic. So this is what I'm saying, right? So you got to be very, very careful. Sorry, give me 1 second. My headset is dying. There we go. This is Matic on the weekly time frame. Okay. Let's look at Cardano. Okay, Cardano is a bit messy. On the weekly time frame, I want you to think of the event that just took place in the market. Okay. How about Chainlink? This is Chainlink on the weekly time frame, guys. All right, let's go ahead and we saw Matic's range back into that massive bullish range. Ouch, Krusha. Come on. There we go. That's the range, 1 and 2. Once again, well within its range. This entire throughout this entire debacle, they stuck within their ranges. This is information. This is price information on the chart. Okay. What about Solana is a different freaking story. I think that's another monster that we ought to talk about. How about Ethereum? This is Ethereum on the range, right? This was Ethereum's low right here when Bitcoin put in its low. Did Ethereum break the lows? No, it did not. Okay, Ethereum 2 within its range. What else?
Bounce off levels. Like,
yeah, can someone give me BNB?
Link.
BNB. Yeah, we looked at Link. BNB 2 within the range, right? Nothing's really gone to sweep its past lows.
Like who's buying all of it? Everything was bounced pretty well.
So give me another coin, guys. Anyone?
See, I'm gonna look at my list. Oh, Cardano has done pretty well.
Yeah, so I just went over Cardano.
Sorry,
XRP dot. Okay, dot did sweep its lows. Dot didn't have much of a freaking run though, but still performed better than even Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sitting well below the lows right now. Dot, what else? Let's do C8Z. C8Z. Guys, this is information right here, okay, in terms of what market participants are doing. XRP. XRP2. Great pickup, right? This was the low right here. This was the low. Did it break the low? Nope. So my thoughts when I see all of this and then I look at Bitcoin, I'm saying Bitcoin discount. I'm being very candid about this. Yesterday I posted the levels that I was looking at on Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is the only coin that really broke with conviction, right? Other than Solana. So it was Bitcoin and Solana, which is
that
really
makes me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go on, Sean. Go on. Sorry, I'm really excited about this.
I'll let you lead. Cause I'm gonna go use the washroom. Come back. Can't concentrate.
Okay. Yeah. So this makes me believe, right? So because of the entire FTT debacle that happened, like we spoke about deleveraging, right? People in terms of contagion, the whole contagion effect. If people were deleveraging, this is my theory at least, just based on what price action did, I feel like the massive deleveraging happened on Bitcoin's chart because it went sweep the lows. So if anyone look to take profits, they'll look to take profits on Bitcoin. So I think the major contagion as far as charts are concerned within the crypto space happened on Bitcoin's chart, right? Because everything else stayed status freaking quo. I mean, look at these numbers. Look, are you guys okay? You can't see the side of my screen. I'm just gonna try and move things around just a bit. There we go. I'm gonna move myself too just a bit. Look at the green numbers here. 20%, 19, 16, 37, 18, 11, 17, 20, 21, 23, 149 FT. Okay, that's FTT. Blah. So I'm looking at this information and I'm saying that, okay, the contagion was on very few coins, Bitcoin being one, and we're seeing that pickup right now, and boy, what a pickup it is. I'm saying that by the end of the week, guys, let me tell you something, we close over 18.7 again, I'm saying that we're back within the range. Back within the normal range. Price oscillates in ranges depending on overall momentum when it comes to price action. So we always have to sort of heed those price principles when trying to play the charts, right? So when I see things like this, if we close above weekly, my next trade is going to be like, okay, you know what? We're sitting on support. It's very simple. We're on support. Yesterday, I posted the same levels to you guys. I'm like, guys, bottom of the range, $15,000, $15,900. Posted on the Grove chat. For those of you not in the Grove chat, come on in, join the Grove chat. themangaway.com/discord. But that is the bottom of the range. We close over 18.7. I'm saying the next likely trade is going to be another long to the upside. 21K next stop. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Millions in WBTC were loaned out. Okay, yeah, just like you said, they loan it out to the other exchange. There we go. So I think that the major sort of deleveraging happened on Bitcoin, guys. And we saw it reflect on the charts. Like nothing, yeah, exactly. Like nothing ever freaking happened. Guys, look at Matic's freaking... How many of you guys got Matic? I sold my Matic position when we broke. I was looking at this region of support. I'm like, I'm just gonna take whatever I can, and I got out, but I never got back in. So I'm feeling very bummed out about that.
Got back to 70 cents, and we were
yeah,
supposed to buy some.
Yeah,
so we didn't.
That's the thing. That's the problem with these market events, right? When there's so much fear. Because right now, what this looks like is a V bottom up. This looks like a V bottom up recovery.
Matic has bounced. Look at the daily candle, Matic. It's up 45. Wait, more. It's more than.
It's freaking nuts.
Up 49%. 49%. Jesus Christ. Like if this is the bear market breakdown, like markets don't retrace 49. They don't bounce 50%, man. This is a full retrace.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's see, okay. It's retraced almost 78% of its move. 78%.
Yeah. So this
Let's see
could
what
be
happens,
because
yeah.
of the... So the thing is that would I take a trade here? Absolutely not. Middle of the range. I'm not trading this. I want to wait on that candle close because a lot of times you'll find these volatile moves to the upside. But it's the candle close that really dictates whether or not we have further upside or not. So my advice here is that if things are hovering in the middle of the range and your emotion is to FOMO into a coin right now, don't.
I wonder what Bitcoin dominance is doing because all coins are...
Bitcoin dominance is probably getting crushed. Let's go ahead and see Bitcoin dominance right now. Yeah. Not as crushed as I thought it would be. But, yeah. Look at that, 17.7k. I think we close here daily. We might get a retest. So Bitcoin, here's the play, at least in my opinion. This is the trade I'm going to be trying for. We close over 17,320. I'll be looking to bid 17,320. Right now, it just looks like it wants to freaking V bottom off here. It's nuts. But hey, if it does, it does.
I gave my target, 18,100. I told you guys we're getting there. Seize my trade. So almost there now, almost.
Nuts, dude. Look at these moves, 11%. And that's the thing, right? People, it's unfortunate. A lot of people probably got scared from this entire FTX debacle. So what else? Someone said Cardano. Let's go ahead and look at Cardano. I have my eyes on Cardano. I think Cardano performed relatively well actually during this entire dump. I really like the fact that it stayed within its range. I was watching Cardano and some of the other main coins. Wow, Cardano, great stuff. Back actually within the range, right? So the last time we spoke about Cardano, I told you guys the major price range comes in from 42 cents to 35. We're above 35. We close here.
Well,
see, the thing about volatility also, guys, is that fine, you're gonna get these volatile moves to the upside, but when you get that push, this also drives back to the whole FVG thing. You're gonna get an equal volatile move to the downside. So I'm saying be very patient on your bids if you're looking to trade any of these ranges right here, right? So you could, if it closes above 35, we could get a retest. So wait on good bids, guys. Wait on good bids. Julian's leaving us. See you, Julian. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you so much for joining us, bud. Oh yeah, Solana.
He's here.
Solana is what basically allowed me to make back the money that we lost on FTX.
Dude, are you looking at this chart?
Like Solana was the easiest. Are you looking at Sol?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, of course.
What's happening?
Wait, what are you looking at? No, you're looking at the Sol Matic
oh
chart.
my god.
The one we
Just say,
created.
wait, what? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Whew.
So
Yeah, I was comparing Sol to Matic to see what's going on there. Okay, anyways. Okay, Sol USDT is getting a pump, not bad.
So Kusha, turn on your 4-hour time frame. Let's see if you have the same zones as I do. So I have my zone marked at 26.50 and 24.41. Is that what you have there too? Yeah,
I
okay.
have
You have the same.
24.21 and 25.83. Yeah.
Pretty much the same. But you can see how the 4 closed perfectly underneath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a perfect retest. Right?
Yeah.
So your zone is a tad bit lower than mine, but it's perfect. It's perfect over there. Like Sol has been traded. There's another level, Kusha, by the way. Put in a horizontal at 20.54.
20.54.
Yeah. So I think Sol has been so easy to trade. You just have to trade the 4-hour time frame on this one and not get degen on the lower time frames.
So wait, say that again. 20.54.
5-4. Yeah. And this level, by the way, is a level coming in from the 4-hour time frame. Or is it, yeah, it's a 4-hour time frame. I marked it over here as a 4-hour time frame, all the way back from 2021 March. And we were talking about this in seed. I'm like, where's this level coming from? I have it marked here, but where is it coming from? And I zoomed out. I'm like, oh shit, it's a 2021 level. And look at how well the market reacted to that, because that's the only level there, right? So the market needed something to react to. And you can see we bounced off it first, broke it after a couple of 4-hour candles. And each time we bounced off levels, we've come and given a perfect retest. So the first time we bounced off that level, we gave a perfect retest on the 24 level, right? That's where we took our shot. That's where I was like, holy shit, this is a gift. This can't be this easy. But it was that easy. And then we broke down, retested the same level to the other side, this time as resistance, and drove all the way down to like $11. So Sol has been trading very, very easily. Like it's been a pure bot and algo trader's chart.
Oh, is it true?
They postponed the unlock.
Nicky says I think they postponed the unlock.
Isn't it supposed to be a contract?
When they do,
like,
though?
isn't it supposed to be time locked? How does that happen? How can you postpone an unlock?
So I think Sol dumped significantly also because when the leak happened of Almeida's balance sheet, turns out they had like $1 billion worth of Solana, both locked and unlocked.
So what were we saying?
I think that was a speculation and that they went and freaking dumped all their Sol. So there was that aspect of things, and people got really, really freaked out. Man, so much happened. Like this is sucky for anyone.
On the stream, we were discussing an idea, right? So not on the stream, on the Discord. So if you guys haven't joined the Discord, make sure you guys do. You guys can find us at themangoway.com/Discord. Very, very simple. Themangoway.com/Discord. On the Discord, we were saying that, hey, wait a minute. Everyone is expecting USDT to crash over here, but the better play for Almeida to get out of this is for Sol to actually pump, putting on a massive short squeeze on the rest of the market, because everyone's been talking about the Sol release. Everyone, yeah. Right? It's one of the reasons why I wasn't too keen on staying in a Sol position, regardless of how low this could have gone. I also don't want too much exposure to exchanges, etc., etc. But everyone's talking about it. It can't be that easy, right? Maybe it was. I don't want any part of it at that point. And now you're seeing Sol pump. If Sol actually gets up to high prices and then the unlock is allowed, I'm not sure what's going on with that, by the way. Doesn't make much sense to me. But if they have Sol, open Sol that's unlocked on their balance sheet that they can sell, that would be the best situation for them to have a short squeeze, have Sol pump, and then sell it onto the market. So again, guys, whether we see pumps or not, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. You want to see prolonged sustainability. You want to see a move to the upside, a higher low, another move to the upside, a higher low. That's what will convince us over here.
Yeah.
That or a kind of move that we saw during COVID, where it was an actual V-bottom and it kept holding those levels after breaking through 6K. So we want to see that here. If like, for example, let's use Solana as an example, right? If Sol can actually break past the $26 level and then keep holding above there and then even break past 34, I'll be like, okay, cool, this is it. Because anybody who wanted to sell Sol would have already sold by now, but clearly it was absorbed by the market. For Bitcoin, what do we want to see, Krisha? What would convince you that, this is it for Bitcoin? Like what level do you want to see Bitcoin reclaim?
I first want to see a weekly close over 18.7.
Weekly, that's asking for too much, I think, considering how fast crypto. I think it will happen faster.
Weekly close over 18.7. No, so wait. No, I have. It's not. It's a series of things. It's not just one thing. So I want to see a weekly close over 18.7, right? Then I want to see this high get taken out. So I think my play is going to be over like weeks. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to trade anything. So yeah, I'm looking. Wait, this is such a nasty drawing. Okay, what I'm looking for is weekly close over 18.7, rally up, likely going to get rejected, then something like this. But I want to see an uptrend being established once again. I feel like they tried here and failed.
I want to show you something cool, because the weekly hasn't really lost its levels on a candle close basis, correct?
Yeah.
It's not lost its level. So if it closes above there, you're right. It wouldn't have lost the level yet. It would have just ended up being a trap. If you look at the 4-day, Krisha, the 4-day also held its level. The 4-day just closed yesterday. Go ahead and open up the 4-day. And the 4-day closed above its level. And now this 4-day could very well close above its level. So we could end up getting both.
So,
With just
yeah.
a big shot.
This could also be a massive short squeeze because a lot of people were actually looking for $13,000, right? So I feel like, so that's another sort of aspect to sort of look at. But like I said, time is going to tell us to what this truly was. I'm saying, but if we close over 18.7, I'm saying I think the shorts get squeezed out anyways, and we rally back up. 21K. But contingent on the close. The closes, guys, are going to be very important. So be very careful in falling victim to your emotions. The FOMO of emotions. If you feel it, because I get it. A lot of people probably lost their positions here. If you feel that FOMO emotion, take a pause, walk away. Walk away from your screen. Okay? Try and clear your thoughts out, because if you take the wrong position, especially in the middle of a range, and price then moves against you, right? Then suddenly you're like, oh shit, should I get out? Should I get out? Should I buy lower? Then you lose your position again. You get into more losses. It's like a spiral, right? It just gets from bad to worse, right? So if you find those emotions, just make sure you acknowledge them and understand what to do. Walk the hell away, okay?
USD is up.
Get the composure again, yeah. Get your composure again, and then get back on over to the charts.
Jesus Christ.
This is all still going to be minuscule in the grand scheme. That's what you guys need to understand.
I'm not trusting institutional investors again until 21,000 to 22,000, says Diego Campo Verde. I hope I got your name right. So, a level is going to make you trust them again. I don't think you should trust them, period, man. Don't ever trust them. You just got to take control of your... Take responsibility. Extreme ownership is what you need. Extreme ownership. Know that at any point you may get screwed. Doesn't matter whether the price is at 50k or 21k or freaking 100k. So be careful. Got to manage counterparty risk.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be waiting on candle closes across the board. But yeah, is there any other coins that you guys want us to look at? I think Bitcoin is
one last shitcoin I want to take a look at.
Yeah.
One last shitcoin which matters a lot. Dixie DXY, and then we can wrap up. Massive dump on Dixie. So macro saving crypto, it seems. Amazing. People like macro backdrop, FTX, etc., etc. Hey, Jason Casper. Oh, what's up, y'all? Jason Casper nailed the bottom. Oh,
that's awesome.
Really? Yeah, nice.
That's edge when people, but it's on who is, willing to take that bet, though. Thank you, Falcon. But yeah, I think the market momentum here is changing though. So
after 28k, we are going to be under. Oh, we're going to be under the 200 MA. Where is the 200 MA? 200 MA. No, 200 MA is at 24,000, man. So you mean over, right? I think he means over. Falcon Tech says, Kusha, you are looking. Falcon Tech says, Kusha, you're looking so cute today. Kusha, you are looking freaking so cute today. And the orange back, like the orange splash behind you with the glow is looking freaking awesome. Kusha is looking awesome today.
Got the orange back.
Sean, you're looking beautiful. I like you guys. I'm totally going to SC. You mean you're going to say SC? South. You mean you're coming to Southeast Asia? Is that what you mean?
Things are leveling off here, though, in terms of MAs, EMAs to an extent. If we close well, that is. Things can very easily get out of equilibrium again, so that's something to consider. But yeah. Sean's hair is beautiful, guys. If you could only see it if it's when it's open, like, you know, in all its glory. It's like a mane. Its curls is like these luscious curls. They're just like, oh, give them to me. F is killing it, is it?
Just killing it, man. I'm
mother of... Wow, Krishna,
yeah,
your chart. Ew, gross.
So effing bummed out about that. 24 freaking percent.
There you
go. I just knew yesterday I should have bought it. I'm like, Sean, just don't wait. I put bids at like 750.
Yeah, you're even telling me, right? Shots like Krisha, you know, I think ETH is the trade. What a freaking pickup! My goodness.
I'm pretty bummed about this one. Let's see though. I'll get another chance. Hopefully, I don't want to feel bummed too soon. Let's see. This all could be a memory move. So, you know, I was like, should I pick up some at 1,000 or should I just wait for 750? Because I've been waiting so long, and 750, get greedy for 500. I think that would have been like 500. I was definitely going to be buying.
Yeah. But like in the grand scheme, it's about the grand scheme, Sean. Like think about that grand scheme, right? It's always that picture. Like people in the moment, they'll feel like these moves basically meant everything. But in the grand scheme, anyone, like, think about this entire phase of the market right here. Right? Like anyone who came into the market, say here, we're looking at these guys, be like, wow, so lucky.
Yeah. Right? No, you're right.
So it's that aspect, and so don't lose sight of the bigger picture, guys. Okay, don't. So in an attempt to get those squeeze your position out, don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Cryptic Kitty says, Krisha, tell us what you love about him. I love everything about him. The passion, like you guys see the passion in him on all the videos. Right, I see this passion in him like every day, even at home. Like he basically teaches me so much about everything. Everything I know is because of him. Like he's sort of brought me along on this journey and enlightened me in so many ways. I mean that, and including all his the curves.
The
curves and the hair.
The curves and the curls.
The curves and the curls. Oh, that should be your freaking Twitter handle. Curves and curls. Although that could be misconstrued for something else altogether. You know, people wouldn't know what to expect. Then they see this big buff guy with a bunch of curly hair.
I'm fine with that.
Carrying all those BTC bags. I like the beach trade videos. That's good to know. We'll be heading to the beach soon enough.
Ooh, nice. Do you guys want more beach trade videos?
We'll do some videos from the beach.
You've been following us since back then, dude. So you know about the 2020 $19,000 call from the beach.
So yeah, Sean went and burned himself to tell everybody to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, I got sunburned for you guys. I'll tell you guys what's pissing me off. I'll tell you guys what's pissing me off. It's the freaking BTC pairing. It's the BTC pairing because my allo I'm not gonna be able to buy that much Ethereum with USD as low as prices are, right? It's gonna be with Bitcoin, and look at the BTC pairing. It's freaking expensive, man. But at this point, you just have to like say F it. This shit wants to go up, man.
You just I've
been following for a minute, dude. If you've been following that for that long, why aren't you in the Grove, man? On Discord, join the Discord, dude.
What a pickup!
Bane says, "Oh, I remember that. You've been here back then, too, dude. I'm only now seeing you on Discord, but it's good. It's good to see you guys join the bear market, right? You guys are the kind of guys that we want in the community.
Yeah, we miss it. We miss it when the bull market begins."
Wait, Krisha, did you rotate the camera thingies?
I did. No, rotate it. I just flipped it. That way you like it seems like you're looking at the chart.
I see.
You know?
Okay, cool. Well done.
But yeah, anyways, in terms of price action, I mean, this is what
Wrap
price is
up,
doing.
Shah, we should
Yeah.
wrap up. I'm hungry.
I haven't. Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy the stream? Let us know if you guys enjoy the stream.
Yeah,
We're
if you guys
planning on
enjoyed
doing
the
at
stream,
least
please
one
hit
of these per week.
and hit the like button. Like, it goes a really, really long way for the channel. In more ways than you know. That's how the algorithm really sorts us out to be like, okay, these guys are good content. We're gonna push them out a bit more. Helps the family grow. Helps these streams get a lot more fun. So
Dude,
do
Krisha,
hit the like button.
such a good idea. Sorry, yeah, hit the like button, etc., guys. Make sure you do all of that jazz. It's really important.
Yeah.
Motivates us. It will be such a great idea. The bear market survivor badge. Oh,
That's a good, yeah. I like that. We should have the bot. Oh, that's a really good idea. I'll try and set up the bot this weekend to have all of you guys can have bear market survivor badge. I think it's a huge achievement. If you are still here, you made it through the entire mess. Because this bear market was a freaking mess. Like, we sat through the previous bear market as well. This bear market was messy AF. The fact that you're still here is a huge accomplishment in one of the most volatile assets that we've seen this year, right throughout the bear market. I feel the bearish side was a lot more volatile than even what traditional faced. But on the bullish side, I don't think we were rewarded as much as the traditional space. Maybe someone would argue with that.
So Shravan has a good point in regards to counterparty risk. He says, Sean, the mangoes we have on Discord, can we talk about it? It's counterparty risk. What if you close the server? I want to talk about counterparty risk in regards to the server, actually. Right? What if we lose the server? Because something weird happened the other day on Discord with my phone, where I pulled out my phone in my pocket, and my phone was pocket dialing, and I almost transferred control of the entire server to some random dude. Right? There was a pop-up saying, "Are you sure you want to transfer this server to someone else?" Hit OK. It wasn't even type in so-and-so message to make sure that you're doing what we think you're doing. It was like, hit OK to confirm transfer of ownership. I was like, shit scared. So there's got to be some backstop
That
to
actually
that.
happened.
Or like, no, like I have 2FA, etc., all enabled, but it didn't ask for any of that.
That actually happened, guys. And she was like, oh shit. He's got his phone up, like juggling it like a hot potato. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I'm about to transfer the Discord channel to someone else, some random person. I'm like, what? Like, think about that sort of button dial, right? That's actually pretty, that was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
It was as good as a butt dial. Fat fingered the whole Discord channel.
So Falcon Tech says, can we see the Mango dashboard for signals before we wrap up? Yeah. Just go ahead and show the dashboard if you have it ready, or you can just pull it up in a new window and drag it on.
Second. Give me a second. Actually, I can drag it on. Krisha, what are you doing? There we go. Mango dashboard. This is the daily all short and freaking flat volatility. Let me just make sure that you guys can see everything. Yes, you can. I'm gonna move us very briefly, Sean, just to the side so they can at least. What I'm gonna do with you is do this and.
Oh, actually, it's right across the board. Love it.
There we go.
You can just hide us, right, for this if you want to. Or you could put us in the eyes. Oh, there you go. That works.
Anywho, so yeah, let's get on over to the lower time frames. I think that's where the party is happening. The moves on the charts right now are like super volatile. We're seeing V bottom ups on even like the 4-hour time frame, right? Massive candles. So they haven't really established trends yet. That's something to note. However, if you even look at the dashboard from when the short signal actually went off on many of these coins, the dashboard actually told us that, okay, things are looking a bit grim. So you're seeing many of the trends actually flip 3 days ago, 2 days ago, a day ago, right? But we're seeing like good returns on all of them. So what this is really telling us that from when they flipped to now, you're you're still technically up in that regard. However, if this V bottom up move actually finds a bit of support and we sustain these moves, these trends are going to change very quickly, in my opinion. So so far, I think it's accurate. There needs a trend needs to be established, and while the charts may be looking good, there's no apparent trend. Okay, 4-hour time frame, right? This is not a trend yet, right? So wait on the trend, and that's what I'm saying. Don't jump the gun. Even the dashboard is telling you, do not jump the gun, right? Wait on the trend to be established and get your bid in at a good level. So right now, guys, still short across the board. Euro USDT is long.
We'll do an update, like an actual TA update tomorrow. And you guys have requests for coins, make sure that you join the Grove and let us know in there, or let us know in the comments down below over here. That'd be the easiest to keep track of, honestly. Yeah, in the comments below, just let us know what coins you guys want us to cover in the coming weeks. Accordingly, we will prioritize. I'll give you guys an update too in regards to the macro data, etc. We have CPI information, but I do want to go over a few other important data points that are going to be interesting leading into the next FOMC meeting coming up in December. It's already November 10th now, so time is going to fly, and it seems like the markets may want to be, like, based on what we're seeing in the bond market, we may actually be seeing a turnaround. So, and Jesus Christ, Matic, it's nuts. Okay, so if you guys all enjoyed the stream, Krisha, you were awesome. Thank you so much for hosting this today.
Good sir.
You were fantastic. And as one of the members, I think, who was it, Falcon? Yeah, someone said you're looking exceptionally cute today. I totally agree. We want to see more of you on these streams. What do you guys think? At least once a week, Krisha hosts a live stream for all of us.
We're gonna try and be a lot more consistent with
if you guys want Krisha to host a live stream once a week for all of us.
And we'll get you good scoop on the streams. But yeah, we'll try and get consistent with this, that we will round in on a day that best. If you guys like Thursdays it is, right?
Yeah, Thursday sounds good.
Yeah, I like Thursday too. All right, but thank you so much, all of you guys, for tuning in today. This was extremely fun for us and much needed for the whole community, and I'm so glad that all of you guys tuned in. It means a lot. Any parting words, Sean?
Do the mango way, do the easy way, do the stress-free way. Ciao.
Thank you, guys.